Voted against a clean 3-week extension for political purposes, and when the bill went down, they applauded.
But Democrats, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, are demanding the president reverse his decision to name a top housing finance official, Bill Pulte, as acting director of national intelligence.
With Pulte in charge, we are in danger.
The law allowing intel agencies to monitor foreign targets overseas expires at midnight tomorrow. Some Republicans concerned about Americans getting swept up in surveillance have pushed for reforms, but were willing to approve a short-term extension for more talks. The man charged in deadly attacks on state lawmakers in Minnesota pleads guilty in federal court. Vance Belter making a deal with prosecutors after they agreed not to seek the death penalty. Belter was posing as a police officer when he went to the homes of 2 Democrat lawmakers, murdering State House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, shooting and wounding State Senator John Hoffman and his wife. Belter will face life in prison. America is listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250, micro, to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
No question, still dealing with the summer feel, but a cool front comes in tonight. Partly sunny, hot, and humid all afternoon. Couple of late-day thunderstorms. The high 96, the heat index 105. Tonight, periods of rain and thunderstorms. Some will be on the strong side with wind and hail. 68. Friday, sunny and nice with dropping humidity. 85. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Not sure if you should repair or replace an aging air conditioner? Check out the free repair or replace tool from Air Comfort Service. Visit aircomfortservice.com/repair or replace.
Annie Frey, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Point. It is hundreds of dollars that we are talking about. And that's on top of the NFL gets $10 billion per year from CBS, ABC, NBC, and ESPN. Then they get $1 billion on top of that from Amazon. Then they get more from Netflix and Peacock. And after a while, you order these things. Like I ordered Peacock to watch a game one time. I don't watch Parks and Recreation. Like I forgot I had it and I spent for it the entire year. That's kind of the whole gist. I think the bottom line is that I'm going to sound like the pure capitalist here, I suppose, but supply and demand. I mean, the NFL, 127 million people watched the Super Bowl last year. The game on Thanksgiving, a regular season game between the Chiefs and the Cowboys, 64 million people watched. Let me compare that for you. The World Series, Dodgers, Blue Jays, great World Series, had an average viewership of only 16 million. The NFL is the most dominant sport or business we have seen in this country outside of maybe Amazon or Apple. And they're going to continue to charge what they want to because people will pay for it because it's that much of an obsession for some people.
Joe Concha yesterday on Outnumbered, because there's a hearing on Capitol Hill. They're talking about how the NFL does their games, broadcasts their games. I know that for baseball, we've talked about this a lot with the Cardinals, that there are a lot of different places that you can watch a baseball game through the course of a 162-game season. Then you put in playoffs. And I remember, specifically for baseball, the gasp that took place when the playoffs went to TNT and TBS. Do you remember that?
Oh, my gosh.
It was like...
It was palpable.
It's on cable. Now, granted, Atlanta might have had something to do with that. Mr. Turner might have had something to do with that. The Turner Broadcasting conglomerate. But I remember it being very much so, How are you going to put playoff baseball behind a paywall? And now the NFL season is in a whole host of different places. Joe Concha kind of articulated a bit of that there. And it's frustrating enough for people that it's warranted yesterday's congressional hearing on it. And hopefully we'll get some sound that we can play from that yesterday throughout the course of the show, because we're asking you that question in the YouTube live chat poll. Should government have a role in regulating how and where the NFL broadcasts games? I think it's really easy to go, yes, this is ridiculous that it costs me this much to be able to follow my team, that I have to go on a hunt and find type of expedition in order to be able to find my team. I know a lot of you guys don't watch the NFL, but a lot of you do, and a lot of people obviously do. I think what Joe Concha said there is very worth consideration, though. If people are willing to pay it, in what kind of conservative, capitalistic society does the government step in and tell the NFL how they can disseminate their product? So I can see it both ways. I don't particularly care for the NFL. I want to. I'm a woman scorned in that regard. Thank you, Stan Kroenke, and at all. But for baseball, I know it frustrates me. It makes me mad when I go to look for the Cardinals game and it's not there. I actually have emotion towards it. It's not like, oh, we'll watch something else. I actually feel something, and I feel mad about it. But what happens in a capitalistic society is that I go, fine, I'm not watching the game. Viewership goes down. Ad rates go down for those viewerships. It becomes less lucrative for the organization, the business, the corporation to follow that process, and they pull back and they put it in a more accessible place for more people. Or the other thing that happens in a capitalistic society is people pay for it, and then they go, see? So, do you believe... I know that y'all don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think anybody likes it. But when you are asking yourself, congressionally speaking, you've got your elected officials spending your taxpayer-funded time on having a hearing about this. Do you want the government to stick their tentacles into this discussion and have a say in how a company broadcasts their games? Simple question, yes or no. I thought about making some sort of, did I miss a contingency here between yes or no? Should the government have a role in how the NFL?
No, that's the easiest way to ask that question, because it boils it down to the involvement of the government, which is kind of the point of the question. This is a tricky one. It's in principle, it seems very obvious to me which way I would go on this question. The problem is
Which principle?
The principle of government intervention into anything.
Yeah, more government.
The problem is there are so many areas of life, and I would say particularly entertainment, where the company is getting so good at charging a premium for better experiences, dynamic pricing. I mean, we just are used to now. It used to not be this way. You book a hotel, and it's, which night are you booking? Which part of the year are you booking? It used to not be that way. It was just, here's the rate. And there's basically every corner of our economy.
There's an upsell everywhere.
Is all that now. I mean, Wendy's had this famous story 7 months ago, where they were going to start charging more for a hamburger at 5 o'clock because they had more people driving through. They ended up not doing it because of consumer backlash.
Dynamic burger pricing.
But that's the way all this is going. I'm not saying I love government intervention or they should get involved in this, but there's a lot of populism there in the heart of me that's saying, yeah, somebody got to do something right. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but
I think at the end of the day, we're asking the question, hasn't the NFL made enough money? And I'm not interested in participating in that question.
Okay.
Okay, Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
Bernie Sanders is okay with having 3 homes, but not $1 billion.
Yeah.
So if you get towards $1 billion, just buy 3 really big homes.
Yeah, just stick all your money in assets.
Yeah.
And then Bernie's like, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. I'm cash poor, man.
Right. Yeah. Look at me on paper, Bernie.
Yeah. So go vote. Let us know what you think and give us your text message thoughts. 314-241-9797. I did think about slipping in a vote here option for I don't care about the NFL, but I'm not asking you about the NFL. I want to clarify this in a big fat way. Everybody who's listening right now, who's a taxpayer, it's probably all of you. Everybody who's listening right now should have a brain cell or two to throw in the direction of, do you want government? This is more of a government question than it is an NFL question. And I would assume that whatever they do with the NFL is going to have consequences towards how you watch Cardinals games or, I don't know, World Cup games or whatever. Is the World Cup starting? What do you know?
Well, I know that the majority of the countries of the world participate in a soccer tournament.
I know they're going to Waffle House. That's what I know. Based on the news that is going crazy on social media in America, is these people who are coming to our country and they are trying our things. And so far, our biggest boast is Waffle House and Taco Bell.
I didn't know this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that Taco Bell hasn't infiltrated the entire world yet?
Well, I mean, you eat Taco Bell in America. It's not the same as Taco Bell in other places.
Oh. Because I'm
Same
going to
as
have to do more traveling.
For T-Bell? Okay. This also taking place earlier this morning. Not terribly. Not a ton earlier this morning. Worthy of note that there is some action at the Pentagon and kind of concerning, but just because of how they're reacting in the public face, we don't know all the details right now as to what is really going on there at the Pentagon. But I want to play this clip for you from just a little bit earlier with Harris Faulkner on
our
this.
nation's capital. The Arlington County Fire Department and EMS is monitoring a hazardous material situation at the Pentagon. And we learned this from their social post on X. Arlington Fire and EMS saying that their units, including our hazmat materials team, currently operating at the Pentagon in support of the PFPA's hazmat team during a hazardous materials incident. Now, we don't know what that incident is, but it's the Pentagon Force Protection Agency, that PFPA. So basically all hands on deck right now over this situation. You have multiple, as I just told you, different departments and units responding to that. As we learn more, we'll bring it to you. This, again, is the...
So it's Harris Faulkner reporting a bit ago about this development, and we're going to continue to follow it here. You know, initially in the 11 o'clock hour here, they were in wall-to-wall coverage with it. The Fox News report online said certain areas of the Pentagon went on lockdown Thursday morning due to an air quality incident. An alert shared with Fox News Digital carrying a, quote, severe rating was sent to employees in multiple quarters of the building, directing them to shelter in place. All other personnel were told to avoid the area. So this is happening. Fox, big Fox News has pulled away from covering this story wall to wall. So I think that we're probably in a window of time where there are either not details made for the public consumption yet. They're still figuring out, or maybe the conclusion of it isn't something that was as bad as it could be. The Pentagon is so massive. It's so huge. It's affecting like 20,000 people. But the amount of people who work at the Pentagon, there are people working at the Pentagon right now who are not affected by this at all. Like they're not even in a place where it's affecting them. Approximately 24 to 27,000 military and civilian personnel work inside the Pentagon on a daily basis. And it's all sorts of different things. At full operational capacity, the 6.5 million square foot building can accommodate a workforce of up to 40,000 people. So it's its own town. I mean, that's bigger than most of the towns, little communities that exist here that make up St. Louis. So what's taking place there? We don't have details on it. They haven't released the final results of what substance it was that was detected. They have air quality sensors in the Pentagon, as you would if you're the military hub of the greatest power in all of the world. We will stay on this story, and as it develops throughout the course of our 3 hours on the air, we will come to you with any late breaking updates. Ryan, when we come back, Hans von Spakovsky is going to talk about President Trump saying that they're going to look into what's going on in California, election-wise, ballot counting-wise.
I'm glad to hear that.
We'll talk to him about that when we return here on the Annie Frey Show. And a reminder to go vote in today's poll. Should government have a role in regulating how and where the NFL broadcasts their games? Yes or no? Go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel. And if you want the easiest way to be able to vote every day on our YouTube poll, if you subscribe to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and you turn on the notification bell right there, you'll get alerted when we go live. You can go on there, pop on, vote in the poll, and then take us anywhere you go on the 97.1 FM point on your dial on your radio or the Odyssey app. We're with you wherever you need us to be. We'll be right back with Hans von Spakovsky next. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com, 314-271-9900. I saw the weather forecast. It looks like northern areas just at the tippy top of probably our listening area and even more, they're getting a ton of rain right now. So when you see the forecast and you see all those storms and they're missing your house, are you breathing a sigh of relief because that water is not going to go into your basement? Well, I can help you with that sigh of relief. It's at the other end of a phone call to Home Shield Foundation Repair and Matt Hayes at 314-271-9900. That's 314-271-9900. Matt Hayes is the owner of Home Shield Foundation Repair. It's a family-owned business grown right out of St. Louis, right here. He's one of us, and his team is fantastic. And they're ready to come look at your basement to give you a solution that you can rely on, what comes with a lifetime warranty, on that basement waterproofing in your home. They do commercial stuff as well. Call 314-271-9900. Online right now at HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1979. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1979. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979.
This is Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates. You know, the doctors, or just the best doctors to see for your best vision in St. Louis. 314-966-5000. The doctors. They've treated more than 250 doctors. That's more than any other practice. Dr. Greg Birdie, Dr. Ranjan Malhotra, Dr. Robert Bersati, Dr. Andy Royer. 314-966-5000 is their phone number. 314-966-5000. Dr. Birdie, Dr. Malhotra are cornea surgeons and experts in diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the eye, dry eye, allergy eye, cataracts, macular degeneration, glaucoma, LASIK surgery. The Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, experts. Call for an appointment today, 314-966-5000, or visit them online, youridoc.com, 12990 Manchester Road, quarter mile west of 270. 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
What you do is you came to power because you said America wants to win, and you win. Even in 2020, more votes than anyone in the history of the Republican Party. So when you look at this seems to be like an anaconda. You're saying laying the groundwork and just subtly squeezing them more and more and more until they have no options. One of the hits yesterday, as our audience probably knows, is on a water facility. They were already running out of water. So if you can continue to blockade, and now you're taking down their eyes and ears, you're letting them know you're not playing games. And the rhetoric that's been coming out of them for the last 8 weeks really looks hollow today.
Well, Brian, if you can hear me, I think you can.
Yep.
I will say that, first of all, you mentioned 2020. You're right, in 2020, I got more votes than anybody in history, Republican Party, and we got more votes, but the election was rigged. But in 2024, I really got more. We made it too big to rig. And but we did great in 2020. That was a rigged election. And you saw it in California. Very interesting, if I could just divert. So the kid got, the shaft. And he did, Spencer Pratt, he did really pretty damn well. And they threw him out. And it was happening to Steve Hilton. And I went on a tear. And they said it was going to be 2 weeks, and they'll know about Hilton, whether or not he's going to make it. I went on such a tear that they approved it immediately. They approved Steve. It's such a rigged deal. It's so crazy.
President Trump speaking earlier this morning, I believe, or it might have been yesterday, with Fox and Friends, and talking about, he's there to talk about the war, but then he cares so much about what's going on in California. He asks the host there, can I divert for a second? Because he's paying attention to what's happening in California. We all are. We're watching votes be counted days, weeks after the election, and you just know how it's going to end. Vance Spakovsky knows a little bit about that, and he's with us once again, Advancing American Freedom Senior Legal Fellow, also a former FEC Commissioner, and with us here again on the Annie Frey Show. Hans, welcome back. Good for you to be with us.
Well, thanks for having me. And yeah, everybody's been watching California, which, as I've said before, probably has the worst run election system of any state in the country.
Talk to me about what California does. Obviously they have the jungle primary, which means everybody runs. They take the top two. Right. It doesn't matter, one from each party. They take the top two. That's an ordinary. But talk to me about how California processes elections.
Right. And the reason why it takes so long. First of all, they mail a ballot out to every registered voter in the state. That's about 16 million registered voters. And yet we know their voter rolls are very inaccurate. They don't do a good job of finding people who have died and taking them off. They don't keep up with people moving. You talk to anybody in LA lives in an apartment or condo, and they'll tell you that they've probably received ballots for people who don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
But the reason it takes so long is that, first of all, it takes much longer to process a mail-in ballot than it does ballots that are just put into a ballot box and instantly counted in a computer scanner. Second, they count ballots that come in for 7 days after Election Day. And, will say, oh, yeah, well, it's got to be postmarked by Election Day. No, under the law, if there's no postmark on it or it's blurry and they can't read it, they go by whatever date is written by the voter inside. But the other reason it takes so long is if they open a ballot and there's a problem, let's say the voter forgot to sign it, they don't just toss it out. They have a 22-day cure period. In other words, they have to contact the voter, and the voter has 22 days to come in and fix the problem. Plus, when they get provisional ballots, that's people who say, oh, well, actually, I'm registered to vote, but I didn't get a ballot. I need to be able to vote. They get what's called a provisional ballot. Every single one of those has to be individually investigated, and they have to decide whether the person's vote should count. And we're talking about, in California, probably hundreds of thousands of provisional ballots. All of that causes huge problems. Plus, like I said, they do stupid things, like they automatically register you to vote when you go in for a driver's license. They don't ask you, Are you eligible? Do you want to? They just register you. And since they give driver's licenses to aliens, legal and illegal, I have no doubt that there are many, many aliens who are registered and voting in the state of California. And California officials, they want it that way. They don't want those people detected and caught.
I want to ask you, Hans, I off the top of my head, and I know that you're an expert when it comes to the Supreme Court and the cases that are in front of them, but I believe there's a case that the Supreme Court is looking at that's coming out of Illinois, and Congressman Bost, that is a friend of the show and has a lot of district in our listening area. Isn't that Supreme Court case challenging counting ballots after Election Day that continue to come in? Is that what that current case is about?
Well, there were two cases before the court. One was by Representative Bost. He challenged the Illinois law, and the lower court didn't even get to the merits. They said, oh, you're a candidate. You don't have standing to even challenge it. Now, the Supreme Court has already issued a decision overruling that and saying, no, he's got the right to challenge that law, but they sent it back to the lower courts. However, there's a second case before the court's been argued. We're actually waiting for a decision. I was hoping it might come out today.
Yeah.
That one challenged Mississippi's law, which counts ballots for 5 days after Election Day. And a lower court, actually the Fifth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals, said you can't do that. That violates the federal law that sets federal election day for the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. So we're waiting for that decision. If the Supreme Court comes out and agrees with what the lower court said, that will toss out these extended deadlines all over the country, including in Illinois and California.
Yes. Oh, man, please, Lord have mercy on the state of the land of Lincoln. Hans von Spakovsky with us right now. I did want to ask you about the Save America Act. I don't know if you saw the story about Susan Collins changing her vote to get us to 50 on the Save America Act. But this is where, Hans, my mortal brain here, it starts to get into the weeds. This is all procedural, and we're like voting to get to the chance to maybe vote for it, but then filibuster, and J.D. Vance is hanging out somewhere in a corner waiting to make a big deal. Like, can you explain to me when Susan Collins changed her vote in a vote-a-rama on the Save America Act, and we're seeing in our Twitter feeds, our X feeds, that the Save America Act has taken a step closer to possibly becoming law? How big of a step? And also, how do you feel about the Save America Act?
Well, the Save America Act is an act that should get passed. And thank goodness she changed her vote, but it may be too late. What she was changing her vote on was, what they've been trying to do to get around the filibuster. And remember, 60 votes is what it takes to overcome a filibuster. What they were trying to do to get around it was to attach the SAVE Act to the Budget Reconciliation Act, because the Reconciliation Acts, because it puts together money to run the government, can't be filibustered. There's a special rule. All it takes is 51 votes for a reconciliation bill to go through. So she changed her vote to allow it to be attached to a reconciliation bill, but that hasn't happened yet. So yeah, she changed her vote, but the SAVE Act still hasn't gotten through the Senate.
So we're still waiting on that. We're waiting on would this be the third reconciliation bill that would go through, maybe, if I heard that correctly? Is that possible that we might see that happening? And if Susan Collins also votes yes in favor of being able to attach it to a reconciliation bill, does that automatically indicate that she would vote in favor of the Save America Act or the reconciliation bill that might be put in place to actually get the thing through?
No, I certainly can't guarantee that, because she changed her mind. She voted against it. Now she voted for it. Will she vote against it again? I don't know the answer to that. But that is a really important issue, because, as I said, particularly in places like California, we know aliens are registering and voting, and one of the only ways to stop that is to pass this federal law that says you have to provide proof of citizenship when you register to vote.
Well, gosh, I hope it happens. If it doesn't happen now, I don't know that it will happen.
Right.
But it was encouraging to see Susan Collins, who we only really hear these days in conjunction with Graham Plattner in Maine, step into
Right.
that moment and give a yay vote for that. Hans, we appreciate you. We know that June's going to be busy with some Supreme Court rulings here coming up, so stay tuned. We'll be reaching out to you as soon as those come out as well. We're thankful for your time.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Bye-bye. Hans von Spakovsky, Advancing American Freedom Senior Legal Fellow, also former FEC Commissioner, giving us the lowdown on what might be taking place in California. The YouTube poll, should government have a role in regulating how and where the NFL broadcasts games? Yes or no? You can text us your thoughts at 314-241-9797 on the Annie Frey Show text line. We'll be right back. Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan. Smart move right now to call and text Stewie and see how a bagel loan could help you. And I am speaking specifically, a lot of times I'll talk about how, yes, the bagel loan has to do with refinances, but this is a specific opportunity that he has for you right now if you're looking to purchase a new home and secure a 30-year loan. For you folks, talking to you, he has the ability for you to go get a bagel loan, and I'll be more specific on that here in a second, and lock it in on that new 30-year loan, a 1% discount on your interest rate for the first year of that 30-year loan. This is an incredible opportunity, and if you wait on it, it's going to go away. He's already told me that he's going to put an end date on it, that if it's really successful and they want to do it again, they could always bring it back. He can do what he wants. It's his business. You do business directly with Stewie when you call or text this number. But if you want to lock in on a new home purchase on a 30-year loan, a 1% lower rate for that first year, now is the time to contact Stewie. 314-324-4440. And remember, with the bagel loan, $0 in closing costs. Online, you can go to Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Imagine this, a summer evening, relaxing under a beautiful porch overhang, hosting your friends on a composite deck, or enjoying a bug-free breeze in a screened room. That sounds dreamy, right? Hi, it's Kim, and that dream can be your reality with Lakeside Renovation and Design because they specialize in creating outdoor spaces that make your backyard the go-to spot for family and friends. And with their attention to detail and the high-quality materials they use, you'll have a space that lasts for years. Visit LakesideRD.com today to get started on your outdoor oasis.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
See Brian Kilmeade live at the factory on November 21st. It'll be a fun night, and we are inviting you. You go to 971talk.com to get those tickets. Again, that's in November, but tickets are on sale now. If you want the good seats, you should get them now. 12:35, this time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
250 years of capitalism, private ownership, and rugged individualism. Happy birthday, America, in 2026.
Favorite cabinet member? You got one?
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Not a cabinet member.
Marco Rubio.
Is he?
Probably.
What about you, Brad?
I'm a Besant fan.
This is quite an interesting little detail here. Scott Bessent was speaking with Maria Bartiromo on Sunday Morning Futures. Listen to this.
The economic side in terms of what we've done. And a big mistake that the Iranians made was attacking their GCC neighbors, their neighbors in the Gulf, because we had many very good allies who maybe weren't completely transparent with us on the money, Iranian money that was in their banking systems, all of a sudden became very compliant in terms of being willing to turn over accounts or help us freeze, block accounts. And then the third part was the incredible blockade. I really think it's the economic blockade of funds and the physical blockade of the ships not going in or out of the Iranian ports. Kharg Island is shut down. That's their big oil loading facilities, and that means that they're going to have to start taking down the wells soon.
So you've got Scott Bessent there. He's the Secretary of the Treasury and a few other things, talking about how we have control of their finances, their banks. And he said that we are going to use Iran's money to fix anything that they blow up in the Gulf area. I'm like, that's just kind of funny.
We'll have Mexico pay for the wall.
You throw that in there. But we don't control Mexico's finances.
Right.
So
and we can actually do this.
This might actually be something that happens. I just find it very fun to see the excellence that exists under President Trump in all the varying areas. And I would say maybe the places that I was the most skeptical about, the Attorney General and Department of Homeland Security with Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi. I don't know about Blanche. I'm not, what would you call the Blanche fanboys? What do you got?
Blanche boys.
Say the Blanchies. I don't know. He seems to, I'm almost more inclined to support somebody who gets in that position who's been doing all the work at a low, like at the next lower level, because he was the Assistant Attorney General under Pam Bondi, that he was probably doing a lot of the hustling, because the Attorney General is definitely a public-facing figure that has to speak to the public. So you take what you're doing and you deliver whatever information needs to be delivered to the public. And this is a we the people situation here in the United States. So we the people are entitled to quite a lot of information. Once you get into the public-facing thing, you got to have somebody who's capable of delivering that. And Scott Bessent is absolutely capable of that in his very, very Scott Bessent way. Marco Rubio, my opinion, the very best. J.D. Vance, also incredibly good at messaging. And the thing about what I feel like the Democrats just haven't been able to nail themselves is being genuine. I think they're good at it because they're just good at it, because this is their lot in life, is to be good at this type of thing, of speaking to the public, of coming from a genuine place and delivering a message, an articulation of what they're doing and why they're doing it. The last administration it seemed as though they would sit in a closed door meeting and figure out, how do we make the American people? What do we have to say to the American people to get them on board? And it seems as though this administration is saying, the American people voted us in, they're on board, let's go. And then they're doing it. And President Trump and the cabinet has put people in place who are excellent at what they do. And I think the greatest part of Donald Trump is he really seems to get out of their way. And as the children say, let him cook.
I couldn't agree more with that, especially the assessment of the Biden administration. But the thing is, the Biden administration acted just like almost all politicians used to, because they also used to just sit in a room. They'd have a focus group. They'd look at numbers and they go, well, how do we respond to this?
Because the only thing that matters is politics.
Yes. And I would say even Republicans, kind of the old school Republican ways, do the exact same thing. It really is a credit to Donald Trump that you have these people in this administration who are hyper competent.
They're doing so much.
They really are. And I mean, almost at every level. And if they don't, they're fired. Like we've already seen that if they don't do a good job or they don't have the ability to communicate their job well to the public, they are gone. And the ones who are left, they're very good at that.
You notice too that there's no place that the Trump administration as a whole is unafraid or is afraid to go. They'll talk to anyone at any time, and their message is consistent from place to place to place to place. They go into the lion's den from time to time with an understanding of, oh, you want me to speak here? I'll speak here. Here's a post from Variety on X. Vice President J.D. Vance will appear on The View on June 16th, marking his first visit to the ABC daytime talk show. Vance will join all 6 of the program's co-hosts to discuss his new book, Communion, Finding My Way Back to Faith. J.D. Vance, the Vice President, Donald Trump's Vice President of the United States, is going to go on to The View, where all 6 hosts are present, sit right there smack dab in the middle of that ABC table where you have the one view represented on a regular basis, so he can go talk about being super Christian.
We basically just blow out the hour and do that day.
But the thing about this is, though, Joy Behar is going to explain to J.D. Vance what a real Christian is in that conversation, right?
Oh, she'll have some point to go, well, if you were a real Christian, then she may not phrase it that way, but she might.
Would Jesus have wanted you to fill in the blank here? I'm looking up right now if she considers herself to be a Christian. I feel like she's Jewish.
Joy Behar is Jewish.
She's Jewish, right? I didn't want to say that without knowing for sure. I asked if she was Christian, and Grok was like, "Let me tell you all these other things about her. I don't want to know anything about her, but other than is she Christian?" Oh, no, wait. I lied. My question to Grok is Joy Behar. That's it.
Well, let me tell you
I was going to say,
about her.
That's the most Grok has ever let me down. And it turns out I let Grok down. Joy Behar on religion or faith, just to confirm, is not a practicing Christian. She was raised Roman Catholic in an Italian-American family in Brooklyn. She is publicly identified as agnostic for many years. She has joked about losing her faith at Queens College and described feeling, quote, brainwashed by her Catholic upbringing. In 2011 ABC News interview, she said she doesn't believe in an afterlife and chose not to raise her daughter with any religion. She's repeatedly made controversial remarks about Christianity, such as mocking Mike Pence's faith in 2018 by suggesting that hearing Jesus speak is a sign of, quote, mental illness, end quote, which she later apologized for. In April of 26, this is fresh, claiming on The View that Jesus did not declare himself the Messiah. Remember that? Mm-hmm. That was here recently, where she said that Jesus would be narcissistic to be like, hey, yo, right here, Messiah.
Apparently, she is often mistaken for being Jewish due to her New York upbringing and frequent use of Yiddish in her comedy routines.
Well, Jewish can be a culture and a religion, but I don't think she is Jewish. I think she here is listed as agnostic, which is why I didn't want to jump to conclusions there. But like if she thinks that Jesus would be narcissistic by referring to himself as a Messiah, wait until she finds out that God refers to himself as just I am.
Wow.
That's it. That's all you need to know, bro.
No, Moses, you can't look at me. Because if you do, you'll die. I'm that glorious.
Don't look at me. This, ladies and gentlemen, let's prep ourselves for this experience of J.D. Vance sitting down next to Joy Behar, who calls Jesus. How can you out narcissist that? Saying that Jesus wouldn't refer to himself as a Messiah because she gets the label Jesus is a narcissist for calling himself the Messiah. He's the Messiah.
Oh my God.
He is. I said that really loud like I was proclaiming something, but really I was arguing with Joy Behar, who doesn't know that I'm arguing with her. Joy. What a lie.
Let's get her on the show the day after J.D. Vance is on The View.
Yeah
just interview her.
Really laid an egg on that one, didn't you, lady?
Yeah.
But we're going to sit here and if you know your audience, which in communications and broadcasting, you're always supposed to know your audience, The View must be pretty confident in their audience that they're ready to sit down. It's just not a conversation about Donald Trump's immigration policy. It will be. But that's not why he's going there. He's going there because he has a book to promote. That's how these big people, super top A-list, like Vice President of the United States, that's how they go to these places. They have something to promote. They go on the show. They promote what they're promoting. The View gets to ask some questions. All Joy Behar is going to do is critique, just mark my words, all she's going to do is tell J.D. Vance how bad of a Christian he is. And I hope to high heaven in the most serious way that he just lays the gospel out there for her to understand. When she is listing A, B, C, D, you sinned here, you sinned there, you did this, you did that. He's like, I know. And Jesus loves me. And Joy, Jesus loves you too. With a smile on his face, J.D. Vance, please bring the gospel to Joy Behar. I mean, yes, for like biblical purposes, but also for entertainment. It's going to make her crazy. Am I right? Say yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's go to a break.
That's going to be must-see TV.
Joy Behar could outsmart herself and not do that. Everybody is going to expect that from our side of the aisle. This is when The View is very smart. Have conservatives on. That's when half of the country remembers that The View exists.
Yep.
I'll be there. And I don't make appointment watching for The View, but I will be June 16th. J.D. Vance. We'll be right back.
Hey, St. Louis, this is Brian Kilmeade. You know, I always have a great time when I visit you guys, and I'm coming back this November. So join me, Brian Kilmeade, by getting tickets for the show at The Factory at 971talk.com/events.
Things in Washington, D.C. may seem unsettled at times by their lack of progress. But one department in the U.S. government is progressing. That is the IRS. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS is in full function to collect on unpaid taxes. If you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and get it resolved. Don't think the government is too busy to focus on my issues. Too many of my clients thought the same. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Lance Story Law Firm. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Or call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceStoryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-887-4333. 314-887-4333. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-887-4333.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Wiggins!
Wiggins!
These are unspoken rules for men. We're going to speak them. And what I want to know is, Brad, if you agree with these, and then Annie, if you agree with them as well as a woman. So I'm going to say an unspoken rule for men that's just something that you do without being told that you do it.
How about Brad can confirm or deny, and I will judge?
I like this.
Okay. Fair. Sorry,
Brad.
Sorry, gentlemen.
Never shake a hand sitting down.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Did anybody ever tell you that, though?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I just saw that you shouldn't do it.
No. That was something that both of my grandpas and my dad told me.
Annie, did you know that was a rule?
Well, see? Now, I'll say something. I absolutely recognize when a gentleman stands for a lady. I don't know if that's...
Explain.
If I walk into a room, and this is like a formal thing. This often happens if I'm doing political stuff. But if I were to walk in the room, people would stand up. It's not because I have a radio show. I presume it's because I'm a lady.
You want people to stand and applaud when you come into a room.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say I want them to applaud for me. I also didn't say I want them to stand for me. But I do notice it when it does happen. Or if I come to if a woman leaves a table, if you're at a more formal event, when a woman leaves the table, maybe to go to the bathroom, when you come back, gentlemen stand up.
Now these are unspoken rules because I didn't even know them.
You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
Did you hear Brad's judgment?
Yeah, I did.
I do not. I don't do it, but
you didn't know that.
I've seen it.
It's weird because I'm really okay with your judgment, Annie. But when Brad does it, I feel bad
because he's the one who maybe is implementing these gentlemanly things in his life.
Yeah, he could be doing them, and I would know.
You're like, I don't even know to do this.
It's the worst. Like,
you don't know every time I come back in the room, you're supposed to rise.
Yeah.
I clap.
Next time I come in the room, he's going to go prone onto the ground.
Milady. And then I just go prostrate onto the ground.
You need to call me Milady on all Friday.
Milady, how was the restroom?
You're turning into Adam Sandler.
A little bit.
Yeah. Next.
Next unspoken rule, never insult the cooking when you're the guest.
True.
Nobody says that, though.
Nobody says it.
But it's true.
But you don't do it. It's in bad taste.
Here's a question.
That's not a rule for men.
Well, but it's
just
in
a
general.
rule.
Well, how about if you don't like something in the spaghetti? Say you were to pick out the mushrooms. Insulting or not?
In front of the chef? Or the host?
The host.
Yeah.
What I would do there is leave enough food on my plate that it didn't look like I was not eating just the mushrooms. I was full. It was so good, I'm full.
That's a good idea because I can't say that I did that
yesterday
to my mother-in-law before I was married to her daughter.
She'd judge you?
But it is possible that I did that and that she noticed and that she still brings it up.
Do you like mushrooms?
No, not really.
Does she
not in pasta.
Does she still put them in your food?
I don't eat her cooking anymore. We've come to an agreement.
Ryan!
No, that's not true.
Ryan!
I will.
Because I think she's not cooking for you anymore, and I'm on her side.
I think literally every time that she does cook, she's like, "Don't worry, I didn't put any mushrooms in it."
You
like, dang, that was 23 years ago.
You've left a scar. I want a Ryan Wiggins mission to atone. Can you try? Can we try? Can we come up 314-241-9797? Text us ways that Ryan, you want her to stop bringing up, or do you like it?
Oh, I think it's a funny little thing we have, although I do feel a little bad about it.
You still feel 20 whatever years later.
Yeah. Like you'd bite the little
What
mushroom
could
spit.
Ryan do to finally make good on his egregious behavior of setting the mushrooms aside on his plate? Was it spaghetti?
Yes. It was spaghetti.
Were you like, oh my gosh, there's just so many mushrooms in here? Or would you just very quietly?
No, I was quietly just moving them to the side.
On just your plate,
On
nobody
my
else's plate.
I didn't involve anybody else. Put a lot of Parmesan on it.
Mm-hmm. A lot?
Yeah. Yeah. I doctored it up, I guess.
When was the last time she brought up the mushrooms to you?
I would say within the last 2 months.
So it's fresh.
Oh, yeah. It happens.
Can you put a pin in this and can we revisit this?
Heck yes.
And when we revisit it in the 2 o'clock hour, unspoken rules for men, how many rules are there total?
Way too many for one segment.
Well,
there's like 19 of them.
2 things from you, listeners. We need your participation. You can join us on the YouTube live chat and throw some of these in here, but also text us at 314-241-9797. We will cover your suggested unspoken rules for men, and Ryan and Brad will tell you if they do them, and I will judge you for them.
Oh, yeah. Text these in. That's a great idea. Text in unspoken rules for men.
Yeah.
314-241-9797.
And give us something that Ryan can do to atone for his behavior. Let's talk to Kaylee Kozak and Chad Pergram next.
Just not cooling. You feel it's not cooling. Go outside and also make sure the outside unit is running along with the inside unit. Those little black lines that are coming out of your house, see if they have ice on them. If you notice ice, check your filter. Make sure if your filter is dirty, it will make your system ice. Another thing to check is your breaker on the inside. If cleaning your filter and cleaning the outside and you checking your breaker still does not work, call me. You'll need me to come out. Sorry. But good thing is there's a really easy number in Missouri and Illinois. It is area code 314-293-2600. Again, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600, or on the internet, bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Come see me next Tuesday. And, of course, the reason you really go, I'm not being foolish here. Come see the Retirement Advisory Group folks. We had Bob and Tammy Kershaw in studio with us yesterday. Great conversation with them about Social Security. We found out that Social Security is 10 years of reserves left and then cooked. Are you prepared for retirement? What are you expecting out of retirement? Do you think, I got this really put together, but you want to make sure you cover all of your bases. Free event next Tuesday. Can't wait to be there. I hope you'll join us at the DoubleTree Hotel in Chesterfield. It's at 6:30 p.m. I get there 30 minutes early just so I can hang out and meet you. But you got to be there in order for that to happen. So reserve your spot. They'll make room for you. They'll prepare a spot specifically for you at 314-993-9494. That's 314-993-9494. You can go online as well to retirementkey.com. Again, Tuesday, June 16th at the DoubleTree Hotel in Chesterfield. I get there at 6. You get there ready to go at 6:30. retirementkey.com.
I'm Altima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You care about every detail, and so does Purina. Every ingredient in their pet food comes from trusted sources, and every ingredient has a purpose. Whether that purpose is to provide just the right nutrients your pet needs or a flavor they will love, Purina has over 250 recipes made without artificial flavors or preservatives for you to choose from. You're sure to find something both you and your pet will love. Learn more at Purina.com.
Zero Res wants to help you clean your home. Big summer savings right now. 3 rooms clean starting at $129. Plus, take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and ask for the 97.1 special.
KFTK FM Florissant, an Odyssey station.
An about-face from the Commander-in-Chief. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump just announcing he's canceling a third night of strikes and bombings against Iran. The president posting this is based on discussions with Iran being brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership and approved, adding that final points have been approved by all parties involved in both concept and great detail. But the president also says the naval blockade will remain in full force until the transaction is finalized. He says the time and place for a signing will be announced shortly. This follows a second night of strikes on Iran after a U.S. helicopter was downed near the Strait of Hormuz. The president telling Fox News during the strikes,
they're really in submission. They just don't know it yet. Okay, to be honest with you. They just don't know it yet.
Iran had responded to the strikes with more attacks on Gulf neighbors. But again, President Trump now signaling a possible breakthrough in talks, posting he's canceling a third night of strikes. Just getting word normal operations have resumed at the Pentagon after a hazmat scare.
The hazardous material team scrubbed several locations in the Pentagon's A-ring, the centermost location in the building. This was after systems detected a problem with the air quality in that part of the building, and a device picked up a biohazard scent.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin, a Pentagon spokesman, says testing is now confirmed there's no hazard. The House Speaker accuses Democrats of holding a critical surveillance tool hostage after a temporary extension failed to pass with time running out.
The vote this morning is telling us that authorization for the nation's most important program to fight terrorism will likely lapse this weekend. Democrats yanked their support for a bipartisan FISA extension with reforms after President Trump temporarily installed housing czar Bill Pulte as the director of national intelligence, and Democrats are protesting.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. They say to return to talks, the president's decision must be reversed. America is listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250 micro to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
No question, still dealing with the summer feel, but a cool front comes in tonight. Partly sunny, hot, and humid all afternoon. A couple of late-day thunderstorms. The high 96, the heat index 105. Tonight, periods of rain and thunderstorms. Some will be on the strong side with wind and hail. 68. Friday, sunny and nice with dropping humidity, 85. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. If your air conditioner needs service anytime, day or night, Air Comfort Service has almost 60 years of experience and is family-owned and operated right here in St. Louis. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Frey, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For the sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
The House Judiciary Committee passes Kaylee's Law. The bill, sponsored by GOP Representative Abe Hamadeh, passed out of the committee with bipartisan support Wednesday. Kaylee's Law is designed to protect victims of sexual assault and violent crimes by enabling courts to issue lifetime no-contact injunctions against convicted offenders at sentencing. It's named after advocate Kaylee Kozak, who has fought for the victims of sexual abuse after suffering through her own trauma as a young girl.
Kaylee's Law is about ensuring that victims of some of the most serious crimes do not have to live with the constant fear that their offender may one day contact them again. For many victims, healing is not linear, and the trauma of a crime does not end when a conviction is secured. The possibility of future contact can reopen wounds, undermine a survivor's sense of safety, and make it harder to move forward.
Arizona was the first state to pass the law. It's also been passed in Wisconsin. with a similar legislation adopted in Tennessee, Colorado, Texas, and Virginia.
So there is an OAN report on Kaylee's Law, and this is such an incredibly important story. I wanted to make sure that when we had the opportunity presented to us, that we did amplify this because we get to speak to Kaylee of Kaylee's Law right now. Kaylee Kozak joins us, Senior Manager for America Combats Child Exploitation Initiative at America First Policy Institute. Kaylee, it is an honor to have you on the show today. I'm very happy to hear that this is moving in the direction to help protect people who have experienced something similar to what you've experienced, and we're grateful for the opportunity to speak to you about it today.
Thank you for having me on, and thank you for bringing attention to this because it's very real for millions of victims across the nation.
So before we talk about what Kaylee's Law is, Kaylee, talk to us a little bit about your story leading up to doing something to this magnitude, to take your experience, your understanding of something like this and say, I need to step up for other victims who might be experiencing what I have.
So I was sexually abused by my PE teacher, who was also my club soccer coach, and when I was in 6th and 7th grade. And I turned him in my freshman year. He was sentenced. And in 2020, I was notified that he had completed all the terms of his probation. Therefore, he was eligible to have the terms of his so-called lifetime probation terminated. And so I actually had to go back to court in 2020 and reface this man to ask the judge not to terminate his probation, because if the judge did, then I would be left without protection. And it was only then that I learned and realized that a victim's protection falls within the terms of the perpetrator's post-conviction registration status or probation status. And I just couldn't believe it. And so I knew I had to do something about it.
Yeah. I mean, you go through the actual suffering of the horrible abuse that you experienced, but then it's, I would imagine, very difficult to put that fear and that feeling away when you've always got this kind of lurking idea that that person is out there and you are the victim to them and you aren't protected in our current judicial system from having to experience that. So talk to me about Kaylee's Law. What did you want to accomplish and how did you go about trying to make it happen?
So Kaylee's Law stemmed from learning that there was no protection. And I just could not understand how the conditions for the perpetrator may change. And that's what ultimately determines a victim's protection. And I had asked what protection was available to me, and they said none. There is no such thing. I would have to prove that I was in danger. I would have to prove continuous harm. And a victim should never have to go back and prove that they are still in danger from the person who was convicted of violating them, in my case, sexual violence. And so we got to work in Arizona, and we got the original bill, SB 1214, passed, and with complete bipartisan support, it was unanimous in 4 months. And even with the passage of that, we discovered some loopholes. And so there have been several amendments, specifically in Arizona, but then I realized that Arizona was the first state in the nation to pass permanent protection at the time of sentencing and allow the crime itself to be adequate enough. There are several other states that have a form of a permanent order of protection, but they're very conditional. You have to go through an extensive process. It's not as smooth and effortless as Arizona has made it to be, and that is the gold standard for the nation.
We're speaking with Kaylee Kozak, Senior Manager, the America Combats Child Exploitation Initiative at America First Policy Institute, and Kaylee of Kaylee's Law. The report there talked about how there's been bipartisan support, which is always a refreshing thing to hear in the news cycle that we are in currently today, probably always, to see that it's not a political ball to push back and forth, but that you have received bipartisan support in this effort. Talk to me about the process of from where you are getting this out there, talking to legislators and getting it to the point where it is today.
You know, unfortunately, I think that this is an oversight in a lot of states. I think a lot of victims do not realize that they don't have permanent protection from the person who's been convicted of violating them. I think, unfortunately, it's just been an oversight and something that just needs to change. And so as we've educated and shined light on this loophole and the fact that victims don't have permanent protection, there has been immense support and almost a sense of urgency across both aisles for people to say, hey, we do need to get this implemented, and victims are worthy, regardless of politics, of having this permanent protection from the person who violated them.
Kaylee speaking with us right now, Kaylee Kozak. Is there a message that you want people who might have experienced what you went through, that type of abuse, is something that you're not, I can assume that you don't ever get over it. It's part of who you are, especially in a formative year, as you were talking about middle school into high school, this being at the epicenter of your, existence, that's not something that you can set aside. Can you talk to me a little bit about what you want other victims to know out there about their rights, about this law, this effort that you're putting through? What do you want to say to those folks?
I think it's really important to highlight that a victim's story does not end when their case closes. They are affected for the rest of their life. And unfortunately, there's a lot of leniency for people who commit these crimes. And so victims are continuously impacted. Over 2 decades later, I am still fighting my abuser in court. And that's the reality that many victims endure. So they don't realize that it is an ongoing thing that will affect them forever. I do think that victims need to know that they're not alone. I understand why they may feel alone, but they're not. And every day that goes by, something could impact them from the crime that happened, no matter how old they were. And they're forever healing. I would encourage all victims to dig into the law. Don't just trust what you're being told. I would always recommend that they get an attorney and make sure that you fully understand and have all the information regarding your case, whether you're going through the process or it's post-conviction. And don't ever be afraid to ask questions and know your rights as a victim, because you do have rights.
Kaylee, the June 3rd report that I'm holding in my hand on rightoncrime.com says it was advanced out of the U.S. House Judiciary Committee on June 3rd. Does that mean it would still need to be voted on? It's not into law quite yet. Is that correct?
That is correct. So the bill did make it out of committee through the markup, and now it will go to the House floor, whether that's on suspension or it has to go through the Rules Committee, but it should be moving to the House floor. And we do anticipate having complete bipartisan support. Once we get through that process, then the bill will go over to the Senate and we will begin the whole process again.
Yeah. Do you feel like there are listeners right now who this might resonate very, very personally and very close to them right now? Is there anything you'd like people listening to do to contact their legislators to talk about this, to encourage the support for this law?
Yeah, I think specifically in Missouri, I would like to highlight that the permanent order of protection is currently on the governor's desk. It was sent to the governor on May 28th as part of a larger public safety bill. And so he has 45 days to sign that into law. And then victims in Missouri will be able to petition for this permanent order of protection. But for all victims, regardless of where you are, dig into the law in your state, request meetings with the legislature in your state, get involved, ask questions, and don't be afraid to make some noise and bring attention to things that need to be changed, especially when it comes to protecting children and victims of these heinous crimes.
Yeah. Well, Kaylee, thank you for having the bravery in the midst of such a horrific situation for you. I'm very sorry that you've had to endure that, but I'm very grateful that you have been willing to use your voice and your experience to protect, ultimately yourself, but all of those other people who will benefit from this law once it gets through. Thank you for having the courage to do that and step up and make something happen.
Thank you for helping spread the word.
Take care. Kaylee Kozak, it's great to have you on the show with us. Senior Manager, America Combats Child Exploitation Initiative at America First Policy Institute. You can look up Kaylee's law and learn a little bit more about it. The Right on Crime article that I'm looking at right now does mention that it was passed out of that Judiciary Committee. It's a lot of ideas get put into the hands of legislators, and getting out of committee is a very big deal, because then that means it's been taken seriously. It's been looked over and scrutinized and improved. And for Kaylee to get it that far, that's fantastic, and we hope for success in the future. We're going to take a very quick break right now. Don't go away. We'll be back in just a minute. A reminder, if you're looking for other ways to take us with you, near or far, home, office, in the car, that Odyssey app, it's waiting for you. AUDACY. Find 97.1 FM Talk on the Odyssey app. That's our app. We want you to join us there and stream us. We'd love to have you. It's an easy way to listen to us in crystal clear connection. We'll be right back.
Spring is here in St. Louis, and if you're thinking about selling, now's the time. But timing is only part of it. Hey, it's Mark Cox, and I'm with Gloria Liu, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria, why is it still so important to choose the right realtor?
Simple. Not every home is selling fast or for top dollar. Here's the difference. I already have the buyers. With over 2,400 buyers in waiting, I'm not just listing your home. I'm matching it with demand. That's how I offer my guaranteed sale program. We sit down, agree on the price and timeline, and if your home doesn't sell, I'll buy it myself. But my goal isn't to buy your home, it's to sell it for the most money possible in the least amount of time. And that's exactly what my system does. My clients don't have to hope their home sells. I guarantee it.
If you're selling your home this spring, call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
Injured in a rideshare accident? Whether you're driving or riding, Kaufman Townsley knows how to handle these tough cases. We fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Kaufman Townsley, real people, real results. Call 314-777-7777.
Gentlemen, Mark Cox here. When's the last time you actually felt like yourself? Victory Men's Health specializes in hormone optimization, sexual health, weight loss, and longevity. It's built for everyday men who just want to feel better and perform their best. They already have offices in Town and Country, Sunset Hills, O'Fallon, Missouri, and O'Fallon, Illinois. They're about to open a new location in Glen Carbon very soon. It's a higher standard of care just waiting for you. Learn more at victorymenshealth.com. Hey, it's Mark Cox. Take your lawn from good to great with my friends at Lawn Enforcement. I'm talking expert lawn care services to keep your lawn in order. And here's what they'll do for you. Anybody can mow your grass. At Lawn Enforcement, they want to enhance your property. They'll do the mowing and the trimming. They'll fertilize and implement a weed control program and erosion control, which includes retaining walls if you need it. They can landscape, they can design and install your flowers, your shrubs, your trees, all of your hardscapes. No project is too big or too small for my friends at Lawn Enforcement. You can check them out online at yourlawnenforcement.com. So instead of envying your neighbor's lawn, your neighbors are going to be wishing they had the lawn and landscape that you have. Go ahead and enjoy your space. Be proud when you entertain your friends and your family. They've been in business for over 30 years. Be sure and tell them Mark Cox sent you. Go to yourlawnenforcement.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
The Annie Frey Show is St. Louis conservative.
We had a basketball game here the other night. I think to sit on the floor, it was $100,000. To sit in the rafters, it was $10,000. But the president said, "Hey, anybody can watch on TV." That's not really the case anymore with the NFL, is it?
No, I mean, that's why we find ourselves in a position of having a hearing in antitrust. There was a jury in the Ninth Circuit that actually grabbed a lot of people's attention, and it was in relationship to the Sunday ticket package that the NFL has. So that was the first thing. And then the FCC opened an investigation, and then DOJ as well. So it was kind of a natural thing for the Antitrust Committee to put together a hearing, kind of air out the issues, and see if there's something there. So we're going to do that today.
That was Congressman Scott Fitzgerald from Wisconsin. talking about why they were holding this hearing that happened yesterday that looked into the NFL's potential antitrust or special antitrust exemption under the Sports Broadcasting Act. They're all over the place. The NFL is on a different channel every night, every week. You want to follow your team, I guess you got to subscribe to 8,000 different places. It's an exaggeration, sort of. Should that be something that is on the government's plate? Should government have a role in regulating how and where the NFL broadcasts games? Yes or no? Now, when I say should have a role, I'm not defining what kind of role. Maybe a small one, maybe a big one. I don't know what you think. You can vote in our poll, which is, we'll give you the results of what y'all think at the end of the show at 2:55-ish. But you can also leave your comments in the chat on YouTube and text us on the Annie Frey Show text line at 314-241-9797.
This person texts in and says, government should keep their nose out of private business. So that's a no on that for that person on the poll.
Is there any reason why this should elevate to government involvement as opposed to just let the free market decide?
I'm looking it up right now because I don't know much about this specific thing, but that Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961 that they've referred to is an antitrust exemption. And I actually do think that the government should be involved in antitrust action. It's been abused at times, but I'm not opposed to the government being involved in that. So I'm going to wait to fully answer this question until I read up on this a little bit more because I'd like to know more about that.
Well, we'll take your text messages on it at 314-241-9797 and your comments on the YouTube live chat as well. So send them our way. A couple updates on some news that was hitting earlier in the show, right before the show started. There's a Fox News report out now by Morgan Phillips and Ashley DeMella. Certain areas in the Pentagon went on lockdown Thursday morning due to, quote, an air quality incident, end quote, that was later revealed to be a false alarm. So that is a sigh of relief because we are at war. We are escalating strikes in Iran. And when the Pentagon has to go on lockdown in a certain portion of it because there was an air quality incident, that's not good. Fox News Digital goes on to say an alert shared with Fox News Digital carrying a, quote, severe rating was sent to employees in multiple corridors of the building, directing them to shelter in place. All other personnel were told to avoid the area. As of 1:30 Eastern, so that was 12:30 our time, Thursday, the lockdown order was lifted, according to Pentagon officials. They said in a statement by spokesperson Sean Parnell, earlier this morning, Pentagon occupants were notified of a potential air quality issue, prompting immediate precautionary safety measures and evaluation. Subsequent testing confirmed no hazard exists, and normal operations have resumed. No snow day for the Pentagon, folks.
I'm glad to hear that that's a false alarm because that's a major, that's an eyebrow raiser. If you
can crack the Pentagon,
I mean, if somebody's attacking the Pentagon with an airborne pathogen, you go, "Whoa, what is that?"
Yeah, if you can get in there, that's not cool. So I was leaning into that story. We had a 10 o'clock meeting here at work, and I was reading captions on that just to determine, we might need to break in live to breaking news coverage on this, but it just kept being kind of a. There's something happening, but we don't know that it's anything at this point, and I'm glad to see that it didn't. In other news that is developing by the minute, according to author Hagstrom on FoxNews.com, President Donald Trump says he has canceled plans to carry out further attacks against Iran on Thursday.
Okay.
I thought you were going to ring the bell. You reached.
No, I'm reaching just for my microphone. Do you want me to ring the bell?
I now need it.
All right.
I need a good one, too.
Say it again.
President Donald Trump says he has canceled plans to carry out further attacks against Iran on Thursday, claiming to have made progress in talks with leaders in Tehran, whatever. I can't even say Iran. I don't know. Based on the fact that discussions with the Islamic Republic of Iran have been brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership and approved, I have, as President of the United States of America, canceled the scheduled strikes and bombings against Iran this evening. Discussions and final points have been, in both concept and great detail, approved by all parties involved, including the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Egypt, and others. They list all those. If you're in and others, aren't you going, come on?
No, because you're probably pretty little. You're just glad to be there.
Yeah, but that was your moment, man. True Social Post by the President of the United States. He lists 10 places and you considered to be and others. It's probably France. Anyway, the naval blockade will remain in full force and effect until this transaction with a capital T is finalized.
Oh, sorry.
Until this transaction is finalized. Time and place of the signing to be announced shortly. Okay.
That still was bad punctuation on my part, and I apologize for that.
Yeah, you could be better. Trump had previously announced a heavy wave of strikes against Iran earlier Thursday. It would have been the third consecutive day of U.S. attacks, so now it's off.
Okay. And so we could probably take this report, put it into a best of.
And be 50-50 right on par.
Nobody would know the difference.
It's Juneteenth, and
yep,
it's breaking news.
It's like, here, we're going to do a whole day on Iran.
Good. President Trump has...
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What? Oh. No, I don't know. Isn't he early?
Yes.
Am I supposed to do something here?
No, I'm just letting you know.
I wish... Man, okay. Since you brought it up, Brad, I wish the screen was where I could see it when I'm doing my job.
No. It's mine and Brad's now.
Yeah, I know, which is why I'm in the middle of saying something and Brad's pointing vehemently at a screen that I can't see, and then I see it. And
That's a bit
I
of
like
an
it.
exaggeration, but...
No, you could check the tape. Yeah, it's not wrong to tell me, but I didn't need to stop what I was doing. And if I would have seen it, I would have just gone with the flow.
Right.
It's just a placement.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But Chad Pergram is on the line, and he deserves us to go to break and give him his time. So let's take a quick break. And when we come back, Chad Pergram will be with us, chief congressional correspondent for Fox News. We're going to get the latest on the FISA approval. Is it going to go through? Doesn't look like it, unless something happened since the last Chad Pergram report I heard earlier this morning. And what I really want to talk to him about is how cool that Senator Eric Schmidt catch was in left field. Fantastic. Chad Pergram was calling the congressional baseball game yesterday.
I thought that was him when I was listening to that.
Of course it is. They'd only go with the best. And Kevin Cork, man.
I didn't know that one.
Of all of the baseball games in all of the land that I want to attend, other than Cardinals playing people somewhere, I want to go to the congressional baseball game so bad.
I do too.
I need to make a plan. All right. Chad Pergram in just a minute.
Jordan Walker. Celebrate Black Heritage Day, presented by your quality Ford dealers on Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium. This special culture and community event honors the impact, history, and legacy of the Black community in baseball and beyond. With a special themed ticket, you'll receive an exclusive Cardinals jersey designed by Corey Rogers. And don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
Let's just face it, right? Your home should work for you, not against you. Hi, it's Kim, and if you've been dreaming of a new kitchen, bathroom, or a finished basement, now's the time to call Lakeside Renovation and Design. They're St. Louis's trusted experts in turning houses into dream homes. Just imagine this, a spa-like bathroom, maybe a chef-inspired kitchen, or how about a cozy basement perfect for some movie nights? Their team handles everything from design to installation, so you can just sit back and enjoy the process. Visit lakesidearty.com today to start your dream renovation.
Bringing a data center online takes more than equipment. It takes precision. Graybar helps customers predict, stage, schedule, deliver, and verify every step of the build with critical products that are available now. From networking and wireless to critical power and testing tools, our teams help you reduce downtime risk and keep projects on track. Speed, scale, ready now. Yep, Graybar does that.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Story, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal, or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Story Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who who's done it for decades. So call the Land Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Today we're asking you, should government have a role in regulating how and where the NFL broadcasts games? That's a yes or no. The YouTube live chat poll, let us know. It is 1:31. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. Built on backbone, not buzzwords. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
The Democrats, I think, are dug in, which is unfortunate. I mean, you know, Bill, this is the program where they gather information. I think over around 70% of the president's what's called his daily brief, when the intelligence community briefs the commander-in-chief, most of the information they give him comes from gathering the information gathered through this program on foreign targets. And so the idea that there's a question of whether this can continue based on what the court has said, I think is just something we shouldn't do, particularly in light of the fact we're in a military operation in Iran, for goodness sake.
There you have Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio. He's also the House Judiciary Committee chairman, talking about FISA. And I think that it's always good to kind of explain things before we just go in and talk about what happens next with them, because FISA is a very, very important topic for this country and a hotly debated one as well. Let's bring Chad Pergram on with us, chief congressional correspondent for Fox News and also baseball play-by-play broadcaster. Chad Pergram, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So let's first talk about FISA, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. The FISA, as of the last time I heard your report, they have not ironed out a deal on it. Can you briefly?
There's no deal.
Yeah, set us up with what FISA is. What's at stake here?
Yes. So FISA is a special intelligence program that people in the intelligence community and a lot of lawmakers from both sides of the aisle say this is our premier intelligence gathering tool to combat possible terrorism. Well, what it does is it goes through and scoops up everything, every phone call, every email, every text message. It's voluminous. And what they do is they can figure out, okay, Chad and Annie Frey are talking. Mm-hmm. We have a problem with Chad talking to Annie because we think when they talk, bad things tend to happen or have the possibility of happening. Maybe we should go get a warrant and determine what they're actually talking about. In other words, it doesn't tell us what we're talking about. It just says that we're talking. And then if they go and get a warrant, they can say, aha, that was pretty innocuous between Chad and Annie. But they have the ability to scoop this all up. So a lot of Republicans and civil libertarians on both sides of the aisle have said this is just, this abridges the Fourth Amendment of searches and seizures, the fact that they can pick up anything. We want reforms. There was another section of FISA, which President Trump had problems with some years ago, that this led to the Russia investigation. In fact, he did not want it renewed at all, but he has changed his position. Same with Jim Jordan, the chair of the Judiciary Committee from Ohio. So they keep punting, trying to re-up this periodically, and they've done interim extensions. They finally put together a very fragile agreement that was going to need a coalition of Democrats and Republicans to pass it. Well, as soon as the president nominated, or he didn't nominate, he installed Bill Pulte as the director of national intelligence on a temporary basis, Democrats said, wait a minute, this guy has no background in intelligence. He is a partisan hack. So they pulled all of their support for the bill. And FISA, I'm going to be very careful in wording this right now. FISA does not go dark Friday night into Saturday morning. What happens is they lose the authorization by Congress to allow the program to exist. And what happens, and this gets a little technical, but it's very important. They believe that what happens is that the FISA court, there's a special, very secret FISA court that deals with these intelligence matters, and that it still is authorized to let the telecommunications companies to pick up this information for the next, almost 10 months. And so the program does not, quote, go dark. But the root of the program is the cooperation by the telecommunications companies to provide all this data. So if you don't have the data, and the supposition is they might be a little bit leery of doing so if they don't have that congressional blessing to do so, air cover, that's legal air cover. And so if you don't have the information, then guess what? And this comes at a crucial time. World Cup starts today. Yes. War in Iran, America 250. John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader, was just on the floor a couple of minutes ago saying, we have hundreds of thousands of people coming here right now. This is terrible. And so Republicans are already starting to kind of pivot to say, if something bad happens, blame it on the Democrats. But the problem was they tried to do an interim bill just today in the House, and they didn't even get a simple majority. They didn't even get 200 votes for this. The reason is that you had 19 Republicans vote no. It's always about the math, as I say. And even in the past 20 minutes or so here, the president has named Jay Clayton, who is a U.S. attorney, to be the permanent intelligence, the director of national intelligence. And there are some, I had one Republican source, mind you, just texted me a couple of minutes ago saying it doesn't appear that the president is serious about this because we don't like his, credentials when it comes to national security either. So Congress has left. The Senate is still in session. They just took their final vote for the week. The House left this morning. There is no way to pull this back and say, we're really worried about safety and security at the World Cup. Let's scramble and get something together. That ship has sailed because they're done for the week. And so at 12:01 Saturday morning, they will be without this intelligence gathering tool.
Well, that is a great precursor for this FISA debate that's taking place right now. I had a couple questions written down here. You've sort of answered most of them, but it doesn't seem as though that this is a partisan concern. It's a bipartisan concern. It's not like Republicans are for it. Democrats are not going to let the Republicans get a win here. And I was also going to ask you about evidence of abuse of the FISA system, which is what is causing at least some of these individuals to say no, that it could be reformed. Maybe not all or nothing. Yes, get rid of the whole thing. Yes, keep the whole thing. That there could be reforms that are made to it. Has that happened before?
Well, some of the reforms in this bill, and that's why a lot of people thought that they were really getting somewhere here. But they had worked out a bipartisan agreement that they could prosecute people who abuse this. They limited the access to people who had, could go into the FISA files and see some of this stuff. They really limited that. Those were important guardrails, and that's why they were able to get this bipartisan agreement. But, this happened a few weeks ago when they were on the precipice of funding ICE and the Border Patrol, and the president, the issue with the weaponization fund came out, and they couldn't pass that bill again for another 3 to 4 weeks. Here you've had the same thing happen. Democrats and some Republicans will say they've fired another hand grenade into this debate when we thought we had this worked out legislatively, and the Democrats packed up and said, we're not going to help you with this. And you can pin that on the Democrats, certainly, because they need their votes. But, some would say, it's up to the president to work with us. And, because there's certain problems we have with people. And if you're going to put somebody who we don't interpret as being serious, and it's not like suddenly that, this Jay Clayton thing is very new in just the past few minutes, that they have full confidence in him. And it's not like you go out to the parking lot and say, turn around, make a U-turn, let's come back in here and vote now. Look at this guy. He's not Bill Pulte. It doesn't work that way. I mean, the House is gone. The Senate's barely here right now for the rest of the week.
So, Chad, I want to speak with you, too, about the reconciliation, the $70 billion that funded, that was post-shutdown, everything that has been closed down. And TSA, we all reflect back on the spring breaks that got messed up because TSA lines were long and so on and so forth. The FISA conversation seems a little more bipartisan in concern for getting something done here. But the shutdown was 100% partisan. It was blue versus red through and through. Now that is over, what did the Democrats amass in their effort to shut all of this down? What'd they get out of it?
That is something that has been asked a lot. They probably got And maybe this is more important than actually getting a result. They got political capital. If you remember back early last year when they were dealing with Trump 2.0, there was criticism from their base that they were not fighting hard enough. Well, they landed on this strategy to fight about health care, the Obamacare subsidies going away. We haven't talked about that in a while.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That was part of the shutdown. And then it morphed into, after what happened in Minneapolis, it morphed into this conversation about ICE and border. See, and here's another example that they were starting to get on a maybe in a way that they could actually provide the votes for something, or certain members could vote for something. And then you have these other events, which is what happened in Minnesota. And the Democrats made this kind of a cause celeb that they just were not going to vote. And that's going to be a problem this fall, too. They have to fund the government, all the government, right before the midterm elections. And that's where a lot of people think you thought, last year was good. I mean, that was kind of an amuse-bouche for what we're in for this coming fall, even though it is an election year.
Yeah. The next budget, I mean, if we were just being A-plus Gold Star students in Congress, when should that be done?
Okay. We asked a couple of different things there, and you might not have realized it. The budget, people say, well, you have to submit a budget. Well, guess what? We didn't have a budget for almost the first 200 years of this country. They passed the Budget Act of 1974, which was the first creation of the modern budgetary process. So when you use the term budget, a budget in congressional parlance is a little bit different. That is something that the president, under the Budget Act of 1974, is required to submit for Congress, which was really a glorified wish list. Here's all the things that I would like to do. Sure. So what really counts are appropriations. So the appropriations, those are the things, those are the live ammo that the Congress can spend with. That has to be approved, all 12 bills, if you're doing it by the book, by the 1st of October. So would you believe that the bills, the last section of the last bill that was supposed to be due last October was passed Tuesday?
Yeah.
So you think you're going to get this all done on time this fall?
Party
har har.
Chad Pergram speaking with us right now. That's not going to happen. So I'm aware that the $70 billion has been spent, and that thing has been put to bed, but they're going to have to go through a whole appropriations process again here very soon. I'd imagine they're working on it quite heavily up until that point, but then the delay.
This week, you've had Susan Collins, who's the chair of the Appropriations Committee. She has, postponed markups, which is where they're writing the bill because of disagreements with the Democrats. She was supposed to mark up and prepare some of these bills. I suspect what they'll probably do is pass a couple of House bills that are the least controversial ones later this summer, and then we'll be into a crisis mode in the fall. And even last night, you talked about the congressional baseball game. They were marking up, of all things, mind you, for the next fiscal year that starts October 1st, fiscal year 2027, the Homeland Security Spending Bill. And Tom Cole, the chairman of the committee, congressman from Oklahoma, he said, okay, we're not going to have any more votes until the game is over and all the players now can go to the field. So they continued in the committee last night during the ball game to have this. He expected everybody back, 30 minutes after the end of the game. The game ended at 9:32. And Mike Levin, who is a Democratic representative from California, plays third base. He had an amendment. The first amendment that was pending for a vote was about TSA. So this comes full circle. The problem you just alluded to at the top of our conversation.
Right. Absolutely. Chad Pergram speaking with us. You did mention the baseball game, as did I at the beginning, and I was sitting yesterday was my daughter's 5th birthday, so we were sitting at Applebee's, and they had the Cardinals playing the Mets on the TVs everywhere, but I had my phone open to C-SPAN like a nerd watching the congressional baseball game, and it is so entertaining to watch. And you and your partner Kevin Cork did such a great job of narrating it.
Thank you.
I want you to take us a little bit behind the scenes. I mean, if people want to watch the game, they can watch the game. There's a lot of fun highlights, a lot of interesting things that happened in the baseball game. But talk to me a little bit about the exercise of the congressional baseball game. Why does it exist, and what kind of purpose do you think it serves there on Capitol Hill?
Well, it's the national pastime, and this goes back to 1909, where you had, John Tenner, who was a congressman, started the game. It's been controversial off and on for the years, as far back as 1914. Champ Clark from Missouri, Speaker of the House, he thought the members were spending too much time focusing on this ball game, and he sent the House Sergeant at Arms to go get them, to bring them back, because he didn't have a quorum to debate an appropriations bill, mind you. Again, more things change. More stay the same. Sam Rayburn, the legendary Speaker of the House from Texas, he banned the game because people were getting hurt.
Yeah.
It was too violent. And even last night, you saw your senator from Missouri, Eric Schmidt. He made what I think, from a pure baseball standpoint, might have made the most amazing play I've seen yet. It was a fly ball deep down the left field line. He dove into foul territory. He caught it in the webbing of his glove. He came up and he had, a bloody nose, blood all over his face. This morning he didn't look too bad, worse for wear. He said he was kind of, skinned up on his arms and his legs, but his face didn't look too bad. But you say, what do they get out of this? Annie, they have a congressional soccer game. They played that last week. They have a congressional basketball game. They have a congressional softball game where the female members play members of the press corps, softball. They have a congressional hockey game. They have a congressional flag football game against the U.S. Capitol Police. All of these sports, and where do we stand with bipartisanship? Is this really just spin? I mean, all we hear here is that, this is in the nature of bipartisan and we're going to work together and everything. Can somebody quantitatively point to me what these games have produced legislatively on the House or Senate floor? I get it. I'm as big a baseball fan as anybody. I enjoy calling the game. It is a great spectacle. I'm amazed at how many people come out. A friend of mine from high school, she watched the game a few years ago when I was calling it on FS1 and said, this is a game I need to see, and came to Washington and is here right now. Watch the game. Great. But let's get down to brass tacks here. They're not here to play baseball. They're here to legislate.
Right.
And so I do want to see, just playing devil's advocate here a little bit, they can say, this is producing bipartisanship. I want to see something that comes out of that game, or is that just all very high-minded goals? So far, I don't think there's anything that somebody can say, this really helped, improve relations in Congress.
Yeah, I do understand it's a charity event. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I should note that's very important. They have raised a staggering amount, and this is a great thing, amount of money for charities in Washington, D.C. 44 charities, $3.2 million at least. I think it's going to be higher based on what I'm told, which is a record. They were only at $2.8 million last year. I say only, that's still an awful lot of money. They had 32,000 tickets sold at Nats Park. The Nats only averaged 22,000, by the way.
Yeah.
It was, and it was a nice night for baseball at the end of the day. So it is a great event in that sense, and maybe they don't get something out of it legislatively, but you cannot question the charitable benefits out of it.
Yeah, I love watching the game and seeing a batter in the batter's box from one team pat the catcher on the shoulder when they walk up. I mean, it's such a small thing, but it is important for us to remember the importance.
Last time I saw somebody do that, there was a brawl. I'm a Reds fan, as you know, and Brandon Phillips did that, with your catcher, with the Cardinals, Yadier Molina, and it caused one of the worst brawls in baseball history in 2010.
Would you believe that I've been to Great American Ballpark one time, and I was at that
Really?
game?
You were at that game.
I was
my goodness.
at that game, my husband and I holding our 10-month-old baby in Cardinals gear in left field, just a little bit on the side of where Yadier Molina did hit a home run. And that was wild. Of all of the games to be at, it was kind of a Forrest Gump moment for me to just randomly be there at that point. Thank you for the update. Thank you for the broadcast last night, for making that as entertaining as you did.
Thanks for watching.
We look forward to having you back soon. Take care.
Thank you, Annie. See ya.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that is one of the weirdest things of all the games to be at Cincinnati for a Cincinnati Cards game. I was at the massive brawl. Ended Jason LaRue's career. He got cleated in the face by Cueto. Couldn't control himself. And then the Cardinals, it looked like we were going to go in and head directly into a really, really strong close of the season. And in 2010, we did not. That was like the end. And then it kind of piddled out from there. But 2011 now, that's a different story. We'll be right back.
Hey, St. Louis, this is Brian Kilmeade. You know, I always have a great time when I visit you guys, and I'm coming back this November. So join me, Brian Kilmeade, by getting tickets for the show at The Factory at 971talk.com/events.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-887-4333. 314-887-4333. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-887-4333.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-777-1979, 800-777-1979, or biglou.com.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
You said the text messages are popping?
I guess you could say that, like a balloon.
314-241-9797. There's a lot that we've got a lot of baskets open in the text line right now. So
yeah, there are.
You're really challenging Ryan Wiggins on his ability to juggle. He is a clown, so the likelihood is good that he's going to be able to manage. So flood the text line, 314-241-9797. Let's just categorize right now what the intake is on the text line. The first thing is obviously, as it is every day, the YouTube live chat poll. Should government have a role in regulating how and where the NFL broadcasts games? They had hearings on it yesterday. In those hearings, they were looking into antitrust laws and a special antitrust exemption under the Sports Broadcasting Act that exists. And maybe somehow or another, there's some law that's being broken here. And if that's the case, or maybe a law that's loopholed or something like that, then maybe, but I don't know. They need to look into it. But gosh, it does feel to me like a free market thing. And I'll apply this to my consumption of baseball games, because I don't really seek out football games, NFL games, so to speak. It's just that's who was on Capitol Hill yesterday at this hearing. If people hate that the games are on all these different platforms and people don't sign up for it, the sports teams will stop doing it, in theory. If they're making money, if it's a lucrative thing for them, then they're probably going to keep doing it. I don't know that it's illegal for them to do it. Do you want the government to step in and say, no, you've made enough money, NFL. That's enough money for you. And if you do, just put your Mom Donnie sticker right in front where everyone can see it, because that's kind of socialist.
I feel bad saying this.
Okay.
But I may disagree with everything that not only you just said, but
Okay.
everything I said in the first hour.
You've changed your mind?
Oh, man.
I'm reading up on
You're
the
a communist?
NFL's antitrust exemption
Okay.
that was put in place in 1961.
You're telling me the NFL has a carve-out.
They do out of the antitrust laws.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if maybe it's time to end the carve-out.
Tell us about the carve-out.
Okay. This was created in 1961. It allows the league to pool all the television rights as one entity. So it's the NFL negotiating the television rights.
As opposed to Kansas City.
As opposed to each team doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a monopoly. Well, in fact, it is a monopoly.
So then Kansas City can't do what's best for Kansas City fans because the NFL's in charge of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So there may be something to this before we get to 3 o'clock here.
So maybe none of your circumstances change, and if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you still got to hunt down the game all the time. But the difference would be Kansas City decided to do that.
Correct.
As opposed to the NFL deciding to do it.
That's right.
Well, I'm in favor of that. So that would be a little government intervention in saying you don't get the carve-out anymore.
Although, wait a minute, aren't we talking about the government sort of going just back to the government would be less involved then?
But the government would have to step in to get less involved.
Yes.
I don't know what's happening! Ah, we'll be right back. AirComfortService.com. This is my time, Ryan. Shh. Air Comfort Service.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
You're making me feel outside of my comfort zone.
Well, you should get back into it and make sure that Air Comfort is involved.
Wow, nailed that one. Maybe I'll subscribe to be a preferred partner plan. Yeah, you should. 314-513-0091. Let me talk to you about what a preferred partner plan can get you with Air Comfort Service. I really want you to consider alleviating yourself the burden of going, I haven't checked my filter it has a filter. Let's be honest. When you have Air Comfort Service come out to do regularly scheduled heating and cooling system checks, they check the entire system 2 times a year. They give you discounts on diagnostic calls and repairs, discounts on new equipment as well, and priority service. All you got to do to sign up is 314-513-0091 or go online to aircomfortservice.com.
When it comes to hiring a contractor, you need somebody you can trust. It's Mark Cox, and I want to tell you about my friend Curtis Carrell of the Carrell Roofing Company. Curtis fixed my roof. It was after a major hailstorm. He came the same day, got up, inspected it, and from start to finish, from having the adjuster out, pointing out what he thought was wrong, all the way until it was done, it was a fantastic experience. And that's not just my experience. I have coworkers here at the radio station who've also used Carrell Roofing Company, and a lot of my listeners have taken my advice, and I thank you for that. Curtis goes the extra mile. He just sent his crews out to Kansas City. They got additional training on working with insurance adjusters, making them more likely to get approval on your case. If you've been denied, call Carrell Roofing Company and get Curtis on the case. He's going to do a good job for you. More than 20 years of experience in the roofing industry, and you can take that to the bank. Call him at 314-222-9529 or CarrellRoofingCo.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777. Fox News, enough progress that President Trump has canceled a planned third night of strikes and bombings.
It was clear yesterday that the Pentagon said they were going to negotiate with bombs. That's what they did over the last 2 days. And clearly, the president upped the ante by talking about taking Kharg Island.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin, that was part of a broader threat to seize Iran's oil and gas industries. But the president now suggests there's agreement on a memorandum of understanding, and that's why he called off more strikes tonight.
What's not clear from the Truth post that he put out is what the MOU is. Is it simply about a ceasefire? Does it include the nuclear deal?
The president does say it's approved by all parties involved, listing multiple countries besides the U.S., Iran, and Israel. President Trump also just announcing a new nominee for Director of National Intelligence, Jake Clayton, a federal prosecutor and former chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission. The president's been facing bipartisan pushback over picking a top housing finance official, Bill Pulte, to serve as acting director.
The headline here is that the president felt the pressure that was coming from Capitol Hill, including from a number of Republicans that were not happy to see Bill Pulte in the Director of National Intelligence position.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House. Democrats and some Republicans protesting Pulte by opposing a temporary extension of a key surveillance tool, which failed in the House earlier today.
So it's unclear right now, is he going to stay as acting DNI as this nomination works through? It's an important post. It's been around for decades. The question, of course, here is what will this do to change any of the feelings up on the Hill?
The surveillance tool is set to expire at midnight tomorrow. A false alarm at the Pentagon where a device detected a biohazard scent earlier today, prompting a shelter-in-place order in some areas and a hazmat sweep. But testing confirms no hazardous material. America is listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250 micro to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
No question, still dealing with the summer feel, but a cool front comes in tonight. Partly sunny, hot, and humid all afternoon. A couple of late-day thunderstorms. The high 96, the heat index 105. Tonight, periods of rain and thunderstorms. Some will be on the strong side with wind and hail. 68. Friday, sunny and nice with dropping humidity, 85. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Frey, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ring.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We're glad to be here with you this afternoon. We're asking you on the YouTube poll about should the government have a role in regulating how and where the NFL broadcasts games, yes or no. You can text us at 314-241-9797. You can also comment on the YouTube Live when you're there. So there's a lot brewing right now, of course, in Iran with the Iran situation. The president had said, I read a little bit earlier about how the president paused, and with that pause, the president's basically saying that they've got a deal in the works. And I mean, good grief, guys, this is just the wash, rinse, repeat. I'm happy But it seems as though what traditionally will happen here is, okay, we got a deal in the works. A deal in the works is going to happen. We're on our way, and then Iran's going to stall, and something's going to happen, and then Trump's going to be like, okay, fine, I'm going to bomb you some more. He said this morning, or was it this morning or yesterday morning? It was yesterday morning, I believe, that Kharg Island's in play. Maybe we'll take that. And he says he'll say things on the air that are like, I've always been in favor of taking Kharg Island. And I think he says those things because he wants to know that there are a lot of things on the table that anybody could do at any given time. And that there are a lot of people who are suggesting one thing or the other, think one way or the other is the best way to go about it. But he's ultimately the one who makes the final decision. If he says that out loud to the world while he's on Fox and Friends, then, Iran can know we're going to take this a little more seriously. This is pretty much just happened here on Fox News. Martha McCallum is covering the developments where President Trump is saying that the final points are being approved by all parties. I read that statement earlier, but he listed all parties, including the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Egypt, and others. As those are being finalized, President Trump wrapped up his message that he posted, time and place of the signing to be announced shortly. Let's just dip in here a little bit and listen to some of this coverage as it is unfolding.
As a B-2 pilot and was Senior Director for Strategic Planning at the National Security Council in President Trump's first administration, it's great to have you with us, General. Thank you for joining me. So we know that, CENTCOM has been in prepared mode throughout the course of all of this. We saw strikes last night and the night before. President Trump suggested that Kharg Island was on the list potentially as early as tonight. Your reaction to this changing course?
Well, I think the president realized that the Iranians not only couldn't be trusted, but were hesitant to come to a deal. I think they want to push him into the midterms and see how that goes. Of course, he wasn't going to have it. And this is reminiscent of Nixon trying to bring the Vietnamese to the table using the linebacker bombings in North Vietnam. So I think this is something where we've been before. The president needed to use this to get leverage to get a deal, and I think he's been very successful at that.
So give me a sense of what you think the dynamic is now, because we have to have the Strait open, obviously. And with these other countries that are, the president's saying they're on board. And I should also point out another really important key line in some of the reporting that's coming out here, which is that Iran is saying that key gaps were resolved. We don't know what that means at this point. We know the key issues are the retaining of the uranium and destroying the existing uranium, keeping the Strait open, no nuclear program. What's your take on that, and what role do you think these Middle East nations might be playing in all of this today?
Well, so I think it's good for the president to have the support of the region because, as Secretary Bessent said, they're going to start pulling funds from Iranian holdings and paying off the other countries if they get attacked by Iran. Number one. Number two, the president announced that they had successfully moved 100 million barrels of oil through the Strait. So now we've demonstrated that we can do that. We're going to keep it closed to the Iranians, of course. So I think the gaps that were solved were the gaps in their thinking, and that was done by bombs.
Fascinating. Thank you very much, Brigadier General. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
General Spalding. So let's bring in Mike Pompeo, former Secretary of State and former CIA Director, Fox News contributor. It's good to have you with us, Secretary Pompeo. You were enthusiastic the last time we spoke that this finish the job MO seems to be in place. What's your reaction now, when we were on the cusp of this third round of bombings, that President Trump says he's canceling those and that he believes there's a meaningful deal?
Well, Martha, good afternoon. It's great to be with you. I still believe it's going to take significant kinetic action to bring the Iranians to heel in a way that delivers on the outcome. I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's an arrangement that the Iranians have not only agreed to a deal, which, Martha, you and I both know, a piece of paper is largely worthless when it comes to the Islamic Republic and the IRGC, But I hope he's got a set of arrangements there that can do exactly what has been described, which is to get the Strait of Hormuz open and make sure that Iran never gets a chance to have a nuclear weapon. That remains to be seen. I think there were two key points in his Truth Social. One was the blockade's going to stay in place. That is a powerful, powerful force against the regime. It's denying them hundreds of millions of dollars each and every week. And then second, he said, look, we're going to make sure that we get this in a place that's executable and verifiable. If we can achieve all of that, and the bombing that took place over the last 48 hours convinced the regime to capitulate, all to the good. But there's still many unanswered questions about precisely how this will evolve. And second, I do want to see what the Gulf Arab states actually have contributed to this. This will turn out to be a very important element of the United States being able to achieve its objectives as well.
That's former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo speaking there with Martha McCallum just moments ago on Fox News to give you the latest as to what is taking place. Again, the president's statement that he has put out on Truth Social. The White House has put it out on X as well. I'm just going to read it to you one more time. And again, we'll keep dipping in as this story develops, as new details develop. The president's statement, based on the fact that discussions with the Islamic Republic of Iran have been brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership. Excuse me, I got to fix this here. With the Islamic Republic of Iran have been brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership and approved. I have, as President of the United States of America, canceled the scheduled strikes and bombings against Iran this evening. Discussions and final points have been, in both concept and great detail, approved by all parties involved, including the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Egypt, and others. The naval blockade will remain in full force and effect until this transaction is finalized. Time and place of the signing to be announced shortly. So stay tuned here to 97.1, and we will bring you that news as it develops. I'm sure Mark Reardon and his crew will be on that story as well. Could the story change?
It will change.
Mm-hmm. There's a chance. We'll wait and see. I'm not holding my breath, but I am counting on President Trump.
I am going to hold my breath until I know a deal's done.
No, you're not, because I was going to throw to you about, what was it, unwritten rules for men next?
Unspoken.
Unspoken rules for men?
Unspoken rules for men.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We'll give you any updates as that happens. We're not going to do wall-to-wall coverage in this because I feel like we've been here before, and trust but verify. We will wait.
Yeah.
We'll wait on that. I just can't.
Well, don't you feel like, okay, bombs dropped. Okay, then they go, oh, wait, we are going to do a deal. And then we talk about the deal for another 4 or 5 days. And then he goes, oh, they didn't do it again. Here we go.
The one thing that makes me feel like maybe this is a little more serious is that when President Trump's statement says by all parties involved, do you know who he didn't list? Iran. And I don't
understand what you mean.
He says that the scheduled strikes and bombings against Iran this evening, discussions and final points have been in both concept and great detail approved by all parties involved. I just think that when he's saying discussions with the Islamic Republic of Iran have been brought to the highest level of Iranian leadership and approved, I have, as President of the States, canceled the scheduled strikes. He's talking about dealing with the leadership, whatever that leadership is. Like, I still don't even understand who these people are. He's talking with them, but he lists all of these people saying that these parties have all agreed on this. He doesn't list Iran there. So I feel as though there's definitely a strong contingent of people sitting around a table from all of these different countries looking at Iran and going, we all agree, and here's how it's going to go. Because that's the only way that this is going to, they're going to have to be forced into, we have no other choice. We have no other option. So we'll see. We'll update you as the details move on. Your Weekends America at 12:45 was unspoken rules for men. And in the midst of the unspoken rules for men, one of the things that you listed that said men are not supposed to complain about or to vocalize complaints about food that the chef makes.
Yeah. Anybody, your host, who has cooked for you or brought food for you, you're not supposed to voice any insult or displeasure with the food.
I do not know why that's gendered.
I'm not really
sure
like, either.
This sucks. Who made this?
And it's fine. For whatever reason, women can do it.
Yeah. You did indicate that how many years ago?
This was before Katie and I were married, so this would have been over 20 years ago.
Over 20 years ago, you picked out mushrooms and some spaghetti?
Yes.
And set them aside on your plate?
Yes.
And within the last 2 months, your mother-in-law made some food for you and reminded you that there were no mushrooms in it.
Yeah, still brings it up. It's still an issue.
I'm open to suggestions on the text line at 314-241-9797 how Ryan can once and for all put this to bed and offer the penance that his mother-in-law deserves for that behavior.
Okay, so yes, please do text that in.
Anybody?
And we have already gotten some text on this topic.
Any you care to share?
Yeah, sure. This one says Ryan should present his mother-in-law with a bouquet of mushrooms on a shish kebab stick.
And eat them?
And a gift card to Andrea's Steakhouse.
Ooh.
And then everybody will be happy. That's what he said.
That's kind of nice.
That's good.
That is nice. Another one says Ryan can write her a haiku about being sorry.
I'm like that.
These are all over the board.
I want to put this clip into AI and say, write a haiku for Ryan. Give me, and what I always do is give me 10 haikus, just so that I can pick the very, very best.
And the other thing that we invited people to do was to send other unspoken rules. And so continue to do that. 314-241-9797, unspoken rules for men.
You have one? You have a suggestion. Can we just do one listener unspoken rule for men before we go to a break?
I will.
And then you can give us more of the list?
Yes. Now this one is a mixture. So I'm gonna end with this one, because it's a mixture between the mother-in-law thing and the unspoken rules. This person says, be a gentleman, pour Tabasco on all the mushrooms for everyone in the house.
Oh, so you're sitting there at the table, you're picking your mushrooms out, and you're like, I'm going to need some Tabasco to get this down.
Yes, and then apparently ruin everybody else's meal is what this person is saying.
I'm not a man.
No.
But I am here to judge.
I don't think that one's going to work.
No.
I'm gonna, it's a no for me, dog.
Mm-hmm. Now, we got some really good unspoken rules for men, though.
Give me one more. Give me a good one.
Okay.
That was not a good one.
No,
Sorry,
you're right. That was not a good one.
Sorry, texter.
Okay.
Try again. 314-241-9797.
Open the car door or a door for a female, no matter who she is or when.
Yeah. It's
That's
just
a good
like
one.
standing up.
And applauding every time a woman walks in the door.
When a lady walks into the room. Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about major gentleman points. Why? You're shaking your head.
You can gain.
No. I want people to understand that you were moving your head in a way that suggested you were nodding, but it just went in a circle. Like your head wouldn't do it.
I was not nodding.
No, you were
couldn't make
like,
it happen.
I'm going to vomit. Ugh. Text us your unspoken rules for men. Comment on the YouTube channel. Back in a minute. So to talk to you about Home Shield Foundation Repair, the website is homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com. And the phone number to call Matt Hayes and his team, 314-271-9900, to talk to them about what your home is experiencing. That foundation is incredibly important to keep up with, because the ramification of putting off a foundation concern, I know it's never fun to see the little hairline crack in the paint in your wall that you realize has shifted a little bit over the course of time. If you need foundation peering services here in St. Louis, in the greater listening area, if you can hear me, you can hire them. You can stabilize your home with reliable peering solutions with experts, local people, mind you, who know what they're doing to get your home back on track, to restore that foundation where it needs to be. If you go to homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com/peering, you can request a free inspection right there on their website. Very simple to do. And you're working with people who you can trust. And I think that matters. Call Matt Hayes at 314-271-9900, homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com.
Mark Cox here. Join me, Annie Frey, and Mark Reardon, along with Bob and Tammy Kershaw of the Retirement Advisor Group, to learn how to create your worry-free retirement. We'll meet June 16th at the Doubletree Hotel in Chesterfield at 6:30. Here are Bob and Tammy with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and wondering how to turn your 401k and IRA into a worry-free retirement? Would you like to learn the strategies that give you market growth but protects you from market losses at the same time?
Would you like to get a free personalized retirement income plan? And did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can roll over your company retirement plan tax-free to create a worry-free retirement? If you're 59 and a half or older, you cannot afford to miss this event.
Have a worry-free retirement. Join the official financial advisors of my show, Bob and Tammy Kershaw, at the Doubletree Hotel in Chesterfield, Tuesday, June 16th at 6:30. Go to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com. Hey, it's Mark Cox. Take your lawn from good to great with my friends at Lawn Enforcement. I'm talking expert lawn care services to keep your lawn in order. And here's what they'll do for you. Anybody can mow your grass. At Lawn Enforcement, they want to enhance your property. They'll do the mowing and the trimming. They'll fertilize and implement a weed control program and erosion control, which includes retaining walls if you need it. They can landscape. They can design and install your flowers, your shrubs, your trees, all of your hardscapes. No project is too big or too small for my friends at Lawn Enforcement. You can check them out online at yourlawnenforcement.com. So instead of envying your neighbor's lawn, your neighbors are going to be wishing they had the lawn and landscape that you have. Go ahead and enjoy your space. Be proud when you entertain your friends and your family. They've been in business for over 30 years. Be sure and tell them Mark Cox sent you. Go to yourlawnenforcement.com. Mark Cox here from my friends at Zero Res. Summer is finally here. It's time to take advantage of Zero Res's best deal of the summer. They can handle every surface in your home. The carpets, the tile and grout, the upholstery and rugs, your air ducts, and more. And right now you need to reach out to them because, listen, vacuuming is not enough to maintain the cleanliness and the lifespan of your carpet. Go to Zero Res, 314-474-2020, and ask for the 97-1 special.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Annie Frey is St. Louis conservative. This segment of the Annie Frey Show is sponsored by All Financial.
I will say, watching the congressional baseball game last night, I think they missed a really big opportunity to have the Supreme Court justices officiate the game. I thought that would be a good addition. I want Ketanji Brown Jackson calling balls and strikes with the Chief Justice being like New York, the headset.
I would love to see that.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Go up there, Eric Schmidt's tapping his helmet all the time. That was certainly a ball.
So you're putting all 9 justices out there, though?
I mean, in a World Series game, I think you have 7.
Do you really?
They've got ones that go down the line.
Yeah?
Maybe,
okay.
maybe not. I don't know. Maybe just put Amy Coney Barrett and Ketanji Brown Jackson at the same position. She can make a call, and then Amy Coney Barrett can give us the right answer.
It's funny to me because you're right, and it's not just it's not just that sport. It's a lot of sports. You get to the playoffs, they're like, no, wait a minute, let's have an extra linesman. So you think what they're saying is the rest of the games, we'll kind of figure out whether it was foul. Wouldn't you always need somebody there, or you just need it when it matters?
If they do it, though, they have to do it in robes.
Yes, so Supreme
Just so
Court.
people understand
Yes.
and respect them.
Right. Yeah, you got to wear your robe. If I were a Supreme Court justice or even a appellate court justice,
You know what?
I'd wear my robe everywhere.
Kavanaugh's the beer guy.
Yeah, he's gonna have a beer.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna sell the beer.
You like beer? I like beer. I still like beer. You want a beer?
Is there anything to a vendor using like a weird, like, hey, bada, who's got a Coors? I got a Coors. You know, they come up with these things that they do. Do you think there's any value to that? Because I hate it.
You mean for
not a
patrons?
Supreme Court justice, just a regular beer vendor at a baseball game.
And
they're walking around.
Heck yeah, it sounds like baseball. I don't even drink beer.
I just don't.
Unlike Kavanaugh. I don't like beer.
I end up just paying attention to that guy and thinking about his marketing strategy instead of paying attention to the game.
No, you're watching the game and you hear the beer guy. It cuts through all the murmur and the noise of a baseball game, which I love. I want to watch baseball as an atmosphere, ASMR. I want to watch the baseball game. I want it to be provided. This is terrible when you're like sister stations, the broadcasters. But we'll forget about that for a second. I just want to watch the game so that you can hear it the way you would hear it if you were sitting in it. I want to hear the bat. I want to hear the crowd cheer. I want to hear the popcorn guy and the beer guy. And I just want to have it on, and I just want to spend time with it. I don't want to be educated.
I don't want.
Sorry.
No, I just don't. I just don't like it because they always come up with their little things, and I'm paying attention to your thing instead of paying attention
Brian,
to the game.
that's all you do on my show. You are the beer guy on my show.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Because I'm not going, hey, I'm the Miller man. Who's the Miller man? I'm the Miller man. I got a Miller plan. Who wants a beer? I got a beer.
You should. Like,
that's what they do, and they draw my attention.
You should just take a walk in my shoes.
Once in a while, you go out of town, and I do. And I don't like it.
Yeah, but you don't have a you.
No, I don't have a me, and that's why I don't like it.
Why don't you do that one time? One-man band.
Uh-huh.
You just play both parts.
Oh, that would be awful. For 3 hours, maybe a segment.
I'd be willing to sacrifice one day of the show.
I couldn't do that. Maybe coming up in July.
Unwritten rules for men.
Unwritten rules for men. We're getting a lot of these.
What's the source of your original report here?
It's some guy who's a motivational speaker for men. This came from Facebook.
Tony Robbins.
His name is Steve Nandwa.
Oh, Steve.
He's apparently a
That's
well-accomplished...
our boss's pen name.
Yeah, he just changed his last name to some random jumble of letters. So we have all these unwritten rules,
Kind of disrespectful to that guy's name.
Rules for men. Yeah, of course it is, but that is accurate too. The first one we gave was never shake a hand sitting down, never insult the cooking when you're the guest, and we kind of got hung up on that one because I've done that.
It was your mother-in-law. Your future mother-in-law. You hadn't even locked it down yet.
And just so everybody knows, that's the full list that we got to.
Is there any chance your mother-in-law is listening right now?
Yeah, there's a slim chance.
Oh,
she does tune in every now and then.
Well, she needs to know that I am 100% on her side.
Well, some of the texters are not. This person says, I agree with Ryan. Mushrooms are disgusting.
Yeah.
When my wife tries to serve me mushrooms, I start picking them out and she asks me why. And I respond with sad puppy dog eyes, I want to live. Sometimes I use a Greta style, how dare you?
Okay.
I like that text.
More rules?
Here's a great rule.
Is this from your list or from the listener? I need to know.
Just one more real quick that says 100% I support Ryan's judgment on the mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
They're disgusting. I will pick them out of anything.
It is. People at home need to understand that Ryan is capable of texting the show. Go on.
Okay. This person says, and it's Mike from Waterloo, because he
Mike.
says, hi, this is Mike from Waterloo.
Waterloo?
He says, unspoken rules for men. Eyes forward all times at the urinal.
I thought this was going to be about women.
No. That is a fact, though.
Can I ask, as somebody who doesn't understand urinal etiquette, is this often a problem, or it's just? And how would you know, unless your eyes are not forward?
You can feel it. You can feel it if somebody's
I think that's a different rule.
Moving around.
You can feel what?
You can feel their eyes on you, just like a woman probably can. But you can feel it.
No,
in the
we
bathroom.
have stalls. If you can feel the eyes on you, you gotta have problems. Hey, you almost done in there?
Ma'am, I don't think you closed that door.
Oh man,
It's not a problem until the eyes aren't forward.
Yeah, but how would you know?
I don't know how you know. You just do.
I don't think you do.
You can tell. Well, you know what? 'Cause
I
a lot of
think you
times the
think-
guy's kind of going like this.
I think
His
you
chin's
think
moving
that
around.
they want to look, and I don't know that they do.
I don't know that they do either, but they sometimes do.
Some
and
do.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't want to know what they're doing, in fact.
Joe on YouTube, just want to highlight this. Unspoken rule for men, never pick ingredients out of your grown butt man meal.
I thought it was just going to end with butt.
Yeah, those aren't
Well,
good
it didn't
ingredients.
say grown butt. Okay, grown rear.
What kind of barriers are those?
Dingle.
Next, oh God, I'm going to barf. Next rule. No, wait,
Next
let's take a
rule.
break. Send us your, it's time to break.
We got a
Thank
bunch
the
of them.
Lord Almighty. I'm out of here.
We ended on Dingleberry.
That's your fault. You
No,
guys,
it's not my
You want to
fault.
talk about? I got to go outside so I can text the show about unwritten rules for men in my studio at 314-241-9797. We'll be right back.
You're cooking dinner. The lights go out. You flip the breaker and forget about it.
But what if it keeps tripping?
Trips once, your breaker's doing its job. Keeps tripping? That's a warning. Bad wiring or something worse.
Do people just keep flipping it?
Most do until they can't anymore.
Call Grasser. We'll stop the trip.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
City SC Summer of Soccer, presented by Purina, kicks off on Friday, June 12th with the biggest soccer celebration in St. Louis. This festival-style watch party on Lou Fuse Plaza at Energizer Park is free for all and open to the public. Show up at 5 p.m. for live music, local food and drink, giveaways, special appearances, and a live viewing of USA vs. Paraguay on 5 massive screens. Learn more at summerofsoccerstl.com.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner, and the host of the Jill on Money podcast. Beginning, middle, or end of the year, it's always a great time to take control of your financial life. And the Jill on Money podcast is here to help. Your questions make it possible for me to provide unconventional and entertaining insights on your money and, more importantly, on your life. Follow and listen to Jill on Money wherever you get your podcasts.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
Among the many things we're asking you to text us about right now, one is the YouTube live chat poll. Should government have a role in regulating how and where the NFL broadcasts games? Yes or no? While you're at it, text in your unwritten rules for men, or we were saying unspoken rules for men, things that you know to be true, but we don't really talk about them usually. We have quite a few coming in. We can add yours to the list as well. 314-241-9797. It is 2:33. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com.
From Fenton to Fairview.
So while we were on the break there, President Trump started speaking from the White House. We're just going to dip in live, Brad. Let's just turn it straight on Fox News. We're just going to dip in to see if he makes any news here.
I want to thank Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, Secretary of the Interior Doug Burgum, Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy, and Congresswoman Kimberly King Hines for joining us today. We appreciate it all very much. Thank you very much. Thanks as well to Captain Sig Hansen, a superstar. Him and Tom Cruise are the two biggest people in entertainment. Thank you very much. Great job. And Pacific Seafood CEO Frank Dulcich and his sons Dominic and Charles, and many more dedicated fishermen and seafood industry leaders. We have some great leaders here. And your product is amazing. It's been going along for a long time, right? Seafood. It's amazing and doing great. Under the Obama-Biden administration's radical environmentalists drastically restricted access for fishermen in coastal communities.
So he's done speaking about the Iran situation, but that is ongoing. They might take questions later. The Mark Reardon Show is going to be on top of this story as it continues to develop and make headlines. So you're going to want to keep it right here on 97.1 FM Talk as this story develops, and make sure that you keep it here when Mark Reardon takes over so that you can get the latest as President Trump is speaking from the Oval Office, a pre-scheduled proclamation that he is signing here that's taking place right now. So back to the topic at hand here. Very important stuff. Unspoken rules for men. You're flooding us with your text. We love it. We love to be connected with you that way. 314-241-9797. Ryan, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, there are tons of these coming in, and some of them are really good. Some of them are hyper-specific, which is funny.
It's because like people are airing personal grievances.
Like, yeah, a little look into your life. And some of them are very, very non-specific.
Give me a specific one real quick, just for fun, and we'll move on.
Okay, very specific one. Going back to the text line, I have them open in multiple browsers here. It says, never date or marry your best friend's ex.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
That is very specific.
But that is an unwritten one.
And is a good rule, though.
Date or marry your best friend's ex. So once your best friend has been with them, they're off limits to you forever and always? Are there exceptions?
There probably are exceptions.
You get the best friend's blessing.
But not often. That is a good unwritten rule, unspoken rule. Now, here's another one that's from the text line. It's just very, very vague.
And a reminder, when you text us, if you'd like us to shout out your name, you have to type it.
Yeah, put your name in because we don't know. Never trust a man in a bow tie.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I've not heard that.
But I'm just saying. Now, here's ones that I think are really good, thoughtful.
As a lady, I don't know that I mind about a bow tie.
This says, if cooking 4 burgers or steaks or anything, and there's 4 people total, you get the worst one.
Ooh.
Cooking? Yeah.
Burnt, broken, weird-shaped, fatty, whatever it is, you're taking the worst of them.
When Jared gets the smoker fired up and he makes burgers, I know with 100% certainty every single time what burger he made for himself.
Why?
Because it's huge. It's got the best cheese. That's okay. I out of respect to him and his amazing abilities as a cook, knock yourself out. I wouldn't want to eat that one. Yeah. But he always, he's making food for me, and I don't eat as big a quantities as certainly he does and my son will. But he's also making burgers for like 5-year-olds. So he's the burger on the plate. The best one is his.
Yeah.
And I think in that case it should be. I don't know that he would do that if we had company.
This says, it's another urinal rule. It says, unwritten rule for dudes is never use the urinal next to another person unless there are only 2 available. And that's only if all the toilets are taken.
If the two of you, if there's two urinals, are there ever, like, what's the standard number of urinals in a bathroom? Public bathroom? Could it be
varies widely.
Yeah. Where do you wait if there's just one?
You wait
Outside.
sometimes outside, unless there's a nice area there, like by the sink, where nobody's.
If there's a urinal and there's a stall in a public bathroom, 2 of them there, does peer number 2 go in the stall?
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem
Do
at all.
you close and lock the door behind you?
Yes.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah,
Good.
you do.
Thank you.
You have to.
You don't want it to hit you.
I'm
or anything
actually
like that.
What did you just say?
You don't want it to hit you.
Get knocked off balance or something?
Well, you're talking about a really little stall.
Yeah, what's
or a
going on
really
here?
Like when
big
the
guy.
the doors on stalls swing in generally.
Yeah, but what's happening once you go in there?
When you go in, you're standing up and your back's to the stall. Like this one here at the studio or the station, the smaller stall and the non-handicap stall, that door will hit you if you're standing.
Joe K says, didn't know this. You gently press your torso against his back to let him know you're there. It's common courtesy. I tried so hard to deliver that one straight, and I couldn't do it, Joe. You set me up.
So somebody's peeing, they don't know you're there unless you just kind of press
You
yourself
get in
up
line.
against them.
Just say, hey.
But you have to physically touch them so they're aware.
Whisper. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
You take your time, though. No rush. I'll be right here, though.
Man, I'm glad I'm not a dude for the first time in my life.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Next one. This one, again, hyper specific. Unspoken rules for men. In co-ed golf events.
This is from a texter?
This is from a texter.
This is from you people.
Yes. In co-ed golf events, don't overemphasize or get over boisterous from a compliment by a lady that should just be a normal statement. Such as, after a good drive or making a putt, just state, good drive or great putt. Don't high five and clap like you're at a professional event.
This is what dudes are supposed to do with dudes?
I don't know.
Or dudes to girls?
There's a lot there because it's talking about how
This guy's got PTSD from doing the wrong thing. That's for sure.
if a lady compliments you,
Yeah.
first of all,
Play
you
it cool.
shouldn't- Yeah, you got to play it cool, I think is what he's saying. And
Is this the first compliment you've received from a lady? What did you do?
and
And
he's
how
also,
good was the putt, really?
But he's also instructing the lady
Yeah.
that she shouldn't make
No.
some big event out of it.
It's not rules for women.
She should
You
say
don't get to make those.
good drive
Yeah.
or great putt. And then that's it. And then also everybody shouldn't high five and clap like you're a professional. This guy's on the golf course right now
Yeah, he
texting
is.
us, listening to
And he
his
just
cart.
watched the people who were taking forever in front of him
Yeah.
do this on the green, and he just wants to play.
Yes, he's like,
Keep up the pace of play. Stop congratulating each other. It was a double bogey.
a text just came in from that same number. It says, you got to be kidding me, a freaking fivesome? No, I'm just kidding. He's getting slowed down.
Are we talking about golf?
Yeah, we are.
'Kay.
Yes, we are. Another unspoken rule for men from the text line. It says, open the door for women. We already talked about that. There was another one that said the same thing earlier.
Ryan, are you more inclined to open the door for a lady than you are for a man?
Yes.
Do you open the door for men?
Yeah, well, I hold it. I don't necessarily open a door for a man.
But you would hop to a door to open it for a lady?
Oh, yeah. Hop, hop, hop. Hang on there. Let me get that for
But
you, ma'am.
never over a puddle.
No, that is not manly. This also says, I don't know what he means by this.
From a
And he
texter.
This is from a texter. Do manly chores without being asked.
Heck yeah.
Example given, take the trash out.
Yeah.
That's a
your
manly
job.
chore.
That's your job.
I would agree with that.
It is a man's job.
What's another manly chore?
Killing bugs.
That's not an ongoing chore.
Not if you have point pest control.
Oh, my gosh. That was very good.
Well played.
Yeah, good job.
What's another
Is it a
manly
man's
chore?
job to deal with
Fixing the toilet.
with the
Fixing a clog in the
HVAC?
toilet. Ryan would like an HVAC
fixing
clog.
What about if you have a crack in your basement?
If anybody would like me to endorse your company, just message the show. I'm having conversations.
It comes up in regular conversation,
Yeah.
too, every now and then.
Yeah,
You know?
I can work it in,
Right.
I can make it happen for you.
She's pointing at the camera.
Other manly chores. Unclogging toilets. Changing light bulbs.
Okay.
Tie up. Closing up the house at night.
Ooh, here's a really good one. Really good one. If you notice a guy's fly is open, let him know even if you don't know him.
Yeah. Do you want, if your fly is open and you're in a public space, 2 questions. Do you want me to tell you, or would you want a woman to tell you? Not that that's mutually exclusive, but I know you and I'm professionally connected to you. I would tell you your fly's down.
Acceptable.
And then we would have to live with the fact that I noticed that your fly was down together.
No, actually, no, don't. Because
no,
it
what's
would
gonna
be
happen?
show material for 2 weeks.
I'm gonna I won't tell you, but I'm gonna introduce you. And everybody, Ryan Wiggins, somebody tell him his fly's down.
You know what you should do if you ever have that?
Yeah.
Do introduce me and tell me when I introduce you, stand like Superman.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. What was do you tell dudes? Are you telling a dude?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you want a dude to tell you. That's a good unspoken rule.
Would you tell me? Is my fly down right now? Is that how
I
you're
would
telling
not
me?
tell you.
I wouldn't even know.
No. And yeah, we're not going to notice. But you do notice if it's big and wide open, though. And I think guys' jeans do that more than girls' jeans on purpose.
In your
you know
experience?
why?
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't. Not when you wear women's pants, Ryan, like you do. We'll be right back.
.1 FM Talk in action. It's Mark Cox. Our friends at the USO Missouri are looking for volunteers. From Lambert Airport to Fort Leonard Wood, volunteers help provide comfort and support to those serving our country. Learn more at missouri.uso.org.
Tomorrow, some of us will wake up and it will be our last day on this earth. It will be unexpected and without warning. Each year, 250,000 people will die from medical malpractice, the third leading cause of death in America. 43,000 will die in a car or truck crash. 6,000 will die working on the job. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, and we represent many of these families. It's awful. Unfortunately, many times some of these family members are not speaking and never get to say, I'm sorry or goodbye. If you're at odds with a loved one, listen closely. Pick up the phone. Call them. Say you're sorry. I promise a huge burden will be lifted from your heart and your soul will be renewed. Even if you're not wrong in your own mind, it doesn't matter. Death is bad enough. Death without closure and love will follow you the rest of your days. Trust me on this. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Alrighty, we are here in summer, and a lot of us are finding that our air conditioners doesn't seem to be cooling on the cool in the morning, but by afternoon, it never shuts off, and then while you're sleeping, it'll start cooling the house down. You're wasting a lot of money on energy, on your electric. You know, we know how high our electric bills are getting. If it's happening to you, call me. Come out there and take a look at it and get it fixed for you pronto. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Again, easy number for Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, And I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. This is a hot topic with y'all, and Ryan started this in Wiggins America at 12:45. Unspoken rules for men, and you've been sending in yours.
This one is from our live stream on YouTube, getting a lot there too. This says, why are there man jobs, but it's sexist to say washing dishes is a woman's job?
Because washing dishes isn't a woman's job.
Yeah, it is. I mean...
men's jobs are jobs that require a little extra grit and determination, sometimes even strength or height or risk. A woman's job is not the opposite.
What about something that requires a little more finesse, like that of a woman? Like having hands that would be able to wash a dish.
Wow, that's a big stretch. I would say maybe that women's jobs might be more often things that require attention to detail or organization or making something nice as opposed to functional again.
Decorative anything?
Yeah.
At least it
sure.
is on our house.
Mm-hmm.
More unspoken rules for men. You guys continue to text in. Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. This one says, never ask a woman her age or how much she weighs or if she's pregnant. That's pretty clear.
Mm-hmm.
Not clear enough, apparently, for some people.
Really?
Oh, gosh, yes.
But that one is definitely an unspoken rule for men. I think that's pretty well known. How about this one? At a baseball game, if you catch a foul ball, always give it to the nearest little kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unspoken rule.
I would almost say if there's no little kid around, look for like a lady to give it to or something. And if they don't want it, then you get to keep it. But you should look like that baseball doesn't mean a whole lot to you.
You got to go through everybody that's getting on the Titanic lifeboat, and then you get on it yourself, and you get to keep the ball.
Yeah.
This one is from Sean in Collinsville. He says, around any campfire, it is your unwritten rule and duty as a man to both comment on it and then try to make it better and bigger. True? Yes. This one is very, very plain, but controversial possibly. It just says, men, drive the car.
Yeah.
I would agree.
With that.
I would agree.
I'm okay with that. I don't want to drive ever if I don't have to.
What happens if you're in a situation where it's two guys, it's neither one of your cars, say you're on a trip, you have a rental, what do?
Who likes to drive?
The man.
Yeah, but between the two of you, which one of you likes to drive?
Yeah, but does the other man want to ride? I don't know. I can kind of say
Shotgun. Shotgun.
No, I mean,
just say it.
Brad, what if you're with someone who likes to drive a whole lot? You're gonna be riding shotgun the whole time?
Sure.
I doubt it.
I feel so weird when I ride shotgun.
Yeah, you're gonna not like it. You're gonna feel emasculated when you sit
No,
over
your
there.
job is DJ then. Road trip DJ.
Oh my gosh.
If you're on a road trip,
And
if you're
you're
just driving down the street,
18.
Still DJ.
Yeah. What if you're both in your mid-50s and you're accountants and you're in Boston?
Yeah,
Hey,
you're
you
all
drive the
12
car.
at
I'll
heart.
take care
Stop
of the
it.
tunes.
Guys never grow up. It's like, oh, you're like you're 18. No,
Guys
like
don't.
you're 12.
Men do.
No, men are grown up when they have to be, and then they're children when they don't have to be.
Ripper said a woman's job is to look pretty. Thank you. Hopefully I'm working on that one. Rick said a woman's job is to supervise men's jobs. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
I feel like people are getting some things out.
I do too. This has turned from being general rules to just airing grievances.
To like, you know, another thing. And another.
That guy on the golf course was the best, man.
FR said men's jobs are the jobs that have to get done. Property values drop if we don't do them. I like that kind of thing. And obviously, just because something is classified as a men's job doesn't mean a woman couldn't do it. And, you know, I would say, like, washing the dishes, if you want to call that a woman's job, a woman doesn't have any more obligation to do the dishes than a man does. But oftentimes, things that are labeled men's job, usually men are more skilled at. And claiming that your soft hands boys can't wash dishes is not a reason to suggest that women should.
Speaking of soft hands, this one just came in. If a guy's fly is open, be a pal and close it for him.
Yeah, you guys just live differently.
Tap him on the shoulder. I got you, fam.
Is there a man on this planet, Ryan, who you would zip their zipper because it would be funnier than
There
weird?
is one man.
Who is
There
it?
is one guy.
Who is it?
It's my friend Skip.
You do it.
He listens to the show.
Skip?
Hopefully he heard that.
The next time Skip's around you, if the first time he's around you, his fly is undone, I'd ask questions.
I think the next time I see him, his fly will be undone on purpose.
I'm just waiting to see.
Hands in pockets.
Yeah.
You just go, do you get like face level? Just go.
Oh, no. We're not being weird about it.
No. You get real close.
Which part,
face to face, almost nose to
Which part would
nose.
make it unweird?
You got to be discreet.
Once you get super close so people can't see your hands.
You walk up, pretend you gotta tell him a secret.
You are telling him a
Hey,
secret.
buddy, I'm gonna let you know what I'm doing right now. Don't look down. That's what you're saying in
Don't
his
flinch.
ear. Don't flinch.
It'll be over soon.
You got
ever
a
seen
little
something
bit of
about
time.
Mary?
You got a little bit of time.
All right. Never eat. I'm just reading this, okay? Never eat anything bigger than your head. Never write foul language on your forehead, and never put a pretzel down and pretend it's your thing.
What? Pretzel?
That's all three of those.
Go see a doctor.
from
What are
one
we
person.
talking about?
I don't know.
Like the little mini sticks?
I would presume it's the little pretzel bites. Yeah. That's what he's saying. Not a full pretzel.
Is this all happening while you're waiting for the
He
open
didn't
urinal?
even say pretzel stick. He just said full pretzel.
You
Why
don't
would
need
you
to be giving me gestures. Holy smokes, this time.
Why would you do that with a ballpark pretzel?
1 minute too long. Should government have a role in regulating how and where the NFL broadcasts games? 82% of you said no in today's YouTube poll. News coming out of the White House. Is it possible that maybe we have a ceasefire? I mean, heck yeah, it's possible.
It's always
Mark
possible.
Reardon will tell you in just a minute. Don't go away.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
Unhappy with your job? Talk to your boss before you quit.
Is there something I can do to help sort of get over this hurdle?
Recruiter Jason Wachtel says a conversation could solve some or all of your workplace issues.
I think you have to have that conversation before you just say, I need to leave this job.
But if you want to pursue opportunities, don't burn bridges on the way out the door.
Because you never know what's going to happen in the future.
I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free